Hey guys, welcome back to Wonder Dads Gaming here on Thursday night. We are at Talladega. It's going to be an exciting race. This is the playoffs, round of 8. It's going to be a really exciting race tonight. Hope you guys all enjoy this live broadcast of the iRacing Fun League here. Last week we saw Brandon Fiedler take the win. That's his first win of the season. And tonight we're going to see if one of these guys who hasn't won all year can pull away with a win here at Talladega. It's one of those lottery-style races, so it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. There's going to be some wrecks here tonight, a lot of beating and banging, a lot of drafting. This is a high-speed 2.5-mile track. It's going to be a lot of fun, so hope you guys are all excited as I am. We got Kane Vandemark out there in the number 4 truck. He's running, he's putting down his qualifying lap right now. Currently top of the leaderboard is Wes Gallo in the 07 truck. He's in that Toyota Tundra pulling off track. He just ran. Let's go ahead and pull up that best lap time real quick. Best lap time was a 54.92 out of Wes Gallo. But Marty Calvert now to the top of the leaderboard. He just put down a 54.92 in that 16 Silverado. We also got Brian Swope out there in the number 69 truck. He's rocking that Mountain Dew paint scheme. He right now is third fastest qualifying with a 54.94. We also got Zach Ward out there in the number 5 truck, the guy that hosts every single one of these races. Thank you so much, Zach, for all you do in number 5. He is currently 5th fastest qualifying. We also got Craig Bridge Jr. out there as well as William Caron. And see, it looks like a lot of people are pulling off track. See, Greg Stone's out there in the number 3 truck putting down his qualifying run. Looks like he just put down a 54.95. That's going to put him 6th on the starting lineup. Jeff Laraway also out there in the number 71. And looks like qualifying is about wrapped up. We got about 45 more seconds or so. So just hang tight, guys. Marshall Dugan out here as well. Trying to see if anybody's still out there driving. It looks like everybody's kind of pulled off track. There's Greg Stone in the 3 truck. We'll kind of watch him as he puts down his lap time. Alrighty, but yeah, we got about another 30 seconds left to qualifying before we go ahead and get started here. Alrighty, so it looks like qualifying's about wrapped up, and it's Marty Calvert who'll be starting first place tonight. Calvert, who DNF'd last week, looking to turn things around in the playoffs, the round of 8. So he's going to get those bonus points for starting on the pole tonight. We'll go ahead and pull him up here and interview him in just a moment. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on Wonder Dads Gaming. It's going to be an exciting race. I am thrilled to be broadcasting Talladega. We missed the first Talladega race of the year, and I'm really bummed about that. So I'm really excited to finally be here for these guys in the truck series, and hopefully we see a new winner this year. That'll be really exciting. So let's go ahead and pull up Marty Calvert, and let's go ahead and interview him before we get started here. So Marty Calvert. Hey Marty, it's David up here in the booth. You got me?
Hey David, how's it going?
It's going great, man. Hey, congratulations starting on the pole for tonight's race. How are you feeling about Talladega, and after DNFing last week, how are you feeling about bringing this thing to victory lane tonight?
We'll see what happens. I felt like I had to make up a little bit for last week, so step 1, check with the pole, and I'm just going to try to lead some laps and stay out of the trouble. So I won here earlier this year, so it gives me a little confidence, but it's restrictor plate racing. Anything can happen.
Yeah, with that being said, any kind of strategy for tonight's race? You just going to try and keep it up there and maintain track position at the start of the field, or do you have other plans?
Yeah, I mean, I do like to try to lead it as much as I can. It's it's just easier than pushing, but you got to account for some fuel strategy too. So can't stay up here the whole time. So we'll have to drop back and mix it up a little bit. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Alrighty, Marty. Well, congratulations for starting on the pole. You're getting those bonus points, and a good way to start off tonight's race at Talladega. So we'll be watching you guys, and maybe we'll talk to you later on. Good luck out there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, guys. You heard it from Marty Calvert, who'll be starting on the pole for today's race. He's going to be starting in that number 16 Silverado. I'm actually kind of surprised. Normally he runs the Ford trucks and cars, but tonight, rocking that Phil Marr, number 16. And we'll keep an eye on our pole sitter here. Starting on the outside row is Wes Gallo, or the outside spot is the 07 Toyota Tundra. And we'll be talking to Wes later on here tonight. Guys, we're going to be doing a special live broadcast here tonight. We're going to be pulling up a driver. Matt Heel offered to join us here in the booth for tonight's race. So he's going to be joining me up here and helping me broadcast as he races this series. So that's going to be real interesting to see how that goes. And so stay tuned. We'll pull him up here just momentarily. But let's go ahead and go through our starting lineup before we get started here. So thank you so much for joining, guys. Talladega, round of 8 in the playoffs. This is race number 2. And we'll go ahead and walk through that starting lineup real quick. Marty Calver, who we spoke to moments ago, for starting on the pole. He'll be starting first. Second is Wes Gallo. Third will be Brian Swope. Fourth is Kane Vandemark. Fifth place is going to be Zach Ward in the number 5. Sixth place will be Greg Stone. Starting in the 7th place position is Craig Bridge Jr. Starting 8th is Jeff Laraway. Starting in the 9th place, I'm sorry, hang on, guys. Sorry about that. Starting in the 9th place position is William Carnes. Starting 10th is Marshall Dugan. Starting 11th is Mark Ward. Starting 12th is David Watts. Starting 13th is Matt Heel. 14th is Stephen Kirby. 15th is Brandon Fiedler, last week's winner. Starting 16th is Elliott Swope. 17th is Max Troen. 18th is Duke Smith. Starting 19th is Corey Goodall. And starting P20th is Eric Olson. Alrighty, guys, there is your starting lineup. Pace car is pulled off. And we're getting ready to go green flag racing here for the first time tonight at Talladega. And Marty Calvert will lead them to green. And 75 laps are underway. Green flag in the air. Marty and Wes Gallo leads the field to green flag racing here for the first time tonight. See Brandon Fiedler way back at the tail of the field. Brandon's going to be starting at the rear for winning last week. Previous winners in this iRacing Fun League start at the tail end of the field to kind of keep things fair for the next race. And so far we got a good start, 2 by 2. We got a couple cars swinging down. Looks like Brian Swope down on the inside row. And we're 3 wide on lap number 1 as they head down the backstretch into turn number 3. And it's Wes Gallo out front. Kane Vandemark in second and Greg Stone in third. There's your top 3 cars. Marshall Dugan in the mix is 4th place, and then number 20. And who's going to lead lap number 1? It's going to be the 07 of Wes Gallo. And he gets it. He's going to get a bonus point for leading that lap. Lap number 1. All right, let's go ahead and pull up Heel. We're going to have him join us here in the booth as we broadcast tonight. Hey Matt, it's David up here in the booth. You got me?
Hey David, how's it going? You got me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. Thanks for joining us up here in the booth tonight. Lap number 2. How are you feeling for tonight's race so far?
Feeling pretty good. Just getting locked in for the 75 lap showdown. It's gonna be one fast repair for everybody here. Hopefully no one really has to use it, but we're just here, settling in the high lane and just having some fun and you know, minding our P's and Q's and kind of seeing what happens. But real excited to be back at a super speedway. This is one of my favorite style of racetracks. Just a lot of fun to race all the time.
So that's interesting. You said there's only one fast repair out there tonight?
Yeah, one fast repair out there tonight. Hopefully no one's going to have to use them. But, well, if you know super speedways, you know it always gets a little hairy. And especially with it being so deep into the playoffs, this is really going to be a make or break race for a lot of these guys. So they know that they got to get a good finish. So there's going to be a few mixed strategies. Some guys are probably going to try to hang out in the back. There's another strategy like Marty Calver, our pole sitter, where he's going to try to go to the front. And then there's going to be, you know, people all the way in between. So it's always a good race for the viewers to watch. And it's always a little hectic and a little nail biting for us to drive in. But we're having some fun out here as we have one car jump out of line. I believe that is the 07 of Wes Gallo that's currently leading the bottom lane, but Marshall Dugan having a good run in the 20. He's leading that outside lane. We're going to try to get a charge.
Yep, the 20 truck up on the high side. He's going to get up there to the front. By the way, good looking paint scheme in that 53 truck. That's awesome looking.
Thank you. This is one of my favorite paint schemes. I bring it out on a very rare occasion. It's nicknamed the Freak. It was I believe it was a Ray Evernham chassis. that they built, and it survived around 20 years, won 3 different super speedway races, and damn near finished in front of all of them. I actually know where this truck is sitting right now, and in whose shop, and I've thought about buying it, just to say I own the dream. But whenever it's a truck series race at a super speedway, this is what gets brought out. So hopefully we can pay homage to the legendary chassis and return it to victory lane tonight.
Very nice. Yeah, it's a very cool paint scheme. Like the colors on that, and looks really good.
Thank you. There's a lot of really cool paint schemes out there. I want to mention William Karen II. He just announced the pregnancy with him and his wife, and he's got it's a boy on the back bumper. So,
and we got a wreck.
Caution, caution.
Caution is out. A couple trucks around. 54 involved. It looks like 5 as Zachary Ward is involved.
That's not good for Zachary Ward. That's one of the guys that's in the championship hunt. He needs a good run tonight to really solidify himself into the championship round.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's bad news for the 5. And we were just talking about this last week with Brandon winning last week at Vegas. And then if a different winner that hasn't won this year or outside that top 4 in the points wins, it's going to be real sketchy trying to get in that final 4 if you're Marty Calvert or if you're Zach Ward, the 2 of them. You're going to need every point they can get.
Yeah, there's one race more next week before the championship 4 race, correct?
Yes, there's one more race.
Okay.
Yeah, we got one more race after tonight, which we're going to be at Charlotte, I believe, next Thursday, and then we'll have the final race of the season the next following week afterwards.
All right. Charlotte's an awesome track, so I expect another really solid show. But just like in real life NASCAR, Talladega is a real roulette wheel. I mean, you gotta have the skill, and you have to have a little bit of luck on your side. And it's an easy race to make or break your whole season. Lap 5. Hopefully, he didn't have to take a fast repair. I don't know if you're on him right now. I can only see what's in front of me. But you definitely don't want to take your one and only fast repair on lap 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you definitely don't. All right, we're going to go ahead and review what happened here. So we got David Watts, Zachary Ward, and Jeff Laraway all involved in that last wreck. We're trying to figure out exactly what happened. It looked like the 71 came down in the 54, and then that also got into the 5. So yeah, all 3 of those trucks, all with some damage already early on tonight's race.
That's just not something you want to see if you're a playoff guy, or even if you're not a playoff guy. I'm going to stay out here. I don't really see... Oh, I should have hit there. Okay. I just... Yeah,
it looks like the whole field came... Are you the only one staying out?
So originally, I was going to mention this under the pace laps. I know we usually run a reversed, or not a reversed, reduced fuel strategy, or not fuel. Excuse me. Sometimes I mumble my words together when I'm behind the wheel and thinking too hard. But usually we run a smaller fuel cell, so we only get a few less laps. And when I entered the session, it said I had 41.4 in the tank, and I'm like, okay, I can go to about halfway, and then we'll make a stop. And I just realized that my crew chief must have been, eating an ice cream because that calculation was a bit off. So we're going to have to come down pit road here and start at the back. But luckily, it is a super speedway, so hopefully we'll be able to keep our nose out of trouble and drive our way back to the front. But definitely a little bit of a miscalculation there.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I mean, I'm sure you'll be fine. And it's only lap number 7. First caution tonight is out, so... I think we're going to definitely see a lot more cautions, and you'll have a lot more opportunities to come in and get that topped off. But nonetheless, though, you got good track position right now moving forward.
Oh, yeah, I have a great view. This is where I want to be on the final lap. Just not at the current moment, but we will take the point for leading the lap there.
Yeah, there you go. There's one thing to look forward to. You got the lap of lead there to get some bonus points.
I love me some good bonus points. Even though we're not in the playoffs, finishing that P17 one spot out is what I like to focus on here.
Absolutely. All righty, well, we're going to pull up the Road to Cup playoff standings right now in the round of 8. So right now, Brandon Fiedler is the only one that has a win so far in the round of 8, only one race in. Zach Ward is currently 2nd in points, followed by Wes Gallo. Then it's Marty Calvert is 4th. Looks like Marshall Dugan's 5th. Max Troen is 8th, and then Corey Goodall 7th. and Craig Bridge right now is 8th with negative 21 back. So everybody on the right side of your screen right now is fighting their way to get into that Final Four race, and everybody on the left side right now is locked in unless someone else that wins outside gets their way in. That's the tricky thing, is like right now between Marty Calvert and Zach Ward, if there's a one of the guys that are in the final 6th through 8th, if they get in, we might have a situation where only one of the top guys this year makes their way to the Final Four. It's going to be real interesting to see who makes it in and who doesn't. But yeah, lately we've seen Zach Ward and Marty Calvert run into some issues. It's been really interesting. They haven't really been as dominant as we've seen in the last several races.
Yeah, they've shown that they're human, and I think a few other guys know that it's crunch time and have started to step up. I mean, I've been saying it all year. The competition level just of the whole field has just been getting better and better every week, and I think some of the guys are feeling it. I know I'm feeling it a good bit. I haven't been up there as much as, you know, I want to be. I know I'm up there a lot, but you know, it gets trickier and trickier every race, and super happy for these guys. You know, a lot of them have really gained a lot, and you know, I feel like just about anyone in this field could win a race, even if it's not a super speedway event. So we're just, you know, having fun. And like I said, this is a roulette wheel. I think we could really see a surprise winner tonight, and we might see a little bit of, you know, aggression from the playoff guys, because they know that they need a good run here to, you know, be in a spot where, you know, they have to work hard, or, you know, can just kind of take an easy drive next week at Charlotte.
Right, yeah, absolutely. You said it best. It looks like we're going green flag racing this time by. It's going to be Kane Vandemark starting on the inside row and Marty Calvert starting on the outside row on the restart. And then you have the 81 of William Karn and Wes Gallo right there in second and third, or third and fourth rather. How about Brandon Fiedler though? Starting at the rear of the field for winning last week. He's already up to 6th place. Some good movement right there at the start of this race. Pace car is pulled off. And that's a long way from pit road to the start-finish line here at Talladega.
Oh yeah, it really builds the nerves up, especially because we go on green, so it's just, you know, being in that right spot.
Yep, there it is. Green flag in the air, across the line they go. Kane Vandemark's going to lead them down into turn number 1.
I guess this is one of the downsides of being in the booth. I don't know if I can take it if you don't want me to. I actually have a hold for 40 seconds for pitting a lap too late. I don't know if you want to clear that, or I can pit. I will take the lap penalty if that's the way that you'd like to do this.
Yeah, unfortunately we haven't really been clearing blacks all year, so that's something that you're probably going to have to serve.
All right, it's so early in the race. We'll watch from a very clean track.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to have plenty of opportunities to get back up there. If you can try and just stay towards being 1 lap down, I'm sure you'll get your lap back. Oh, and the 4. Oh, man, they're wrecking towards the front. And there it is, 81, the 4 truck spins around. And like we said, there's your caution. You're going to get your lap back pretty quickly. The 4 truck spins from the lead, gets bumped from behind. And Kane is not going to be too happy about that. If I know him, he is probably livid right now.
Yeah, it's not good for a lot of the guys.
And right now it looks like 1 truck has wrecked. Let's go ahead and watch the replay. All right, so the 4 truck and the 81 involved here. The 81 spins around the 4, and we need to take another look at this, see exactly what happened. We're going to back this up. Yeah, it's really hard to say. The top 4 trucks all are kind of beating and banging there for a moment. They all kind of got out of line. It looks like the 4 got a shove from the 81, got loose, and then there was some door banging between the couple trucks next to him, and then the rest was history. He just got too loose and couldn't save it and correct it, and the 81 just kind of finished him off.
And there's a few guys back here with some really big damage. Like I go back to a few times already. You just you don't want to use your fast repair this early because it really puts you in a vulnerable situation of if you know, if you wreck again, the truck that you got is the truck that you got. And recently with the iRacing UI updates for those who don't play iRacing, you used to be able to repair all your damage. Now it will just say too much damage, you're done if you get too much. So, you know, you never want to get in that spot, but it's always something to keep in the back of your mind of, you know, you just want to save that fast repair and be in the right spot at the right time because the points don't pay out until the final lap. Everything else until then is just, you know, some jockeying for position.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, only having 1 fast repair, it's going to be pretty rough here tonight. Everybody's going to have to try and keep it clean, but 2 cautions are already out, 11 laps in of 75 at Talladega.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough start. I'm a little bit surprised. I figured that they would kind of want to go single file and kind of get a bit stretched out, especially with being such a playoff race and with so much on the line. But you know, there's a lot of nerves that go into this type of race. I know if I was in the playoffs, I definitely wouldn't be in the booth. We're just here having fun tonight. Because I know, you know, as someone who's been in a few different championships, how much pressure and, you know, the nerves really get to you. So it's another testament of just being able to kind of overcome that and, you know, to put yourself in the right mindset and the right position on the racetrack to not get involved in cautions.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing is, like, how do you put yourself in a position to win these or these super speedway tracks and stay out of all the cautions? Like, is that way easier said than done? And like, what kind of strategy do you kind of go by?
Me? Oh, that's a tough one. I've never really been that good at super speedways. I do enjoy them a lot, mainly because it's just something where you can just jump in and always have fun. But I like to lead. However, I don't think any race I've ever been a part of at a super speedway where I've been leading on the last lap has seen me, or leading coming to the white has seen me leading coming to the checkered. So I usually like to be, I say anywhere in that top 5 or top 10, I'll feel like I have a shot. But it's just about being smart and putting yourself in position to have a chance at the end, because it always gets, you know, in typical super speedway fashion, pretty darn hairy. So.
Yep, I see what you mean, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, like, you want to be up there towards the front, but at the same time, there's really no safe spot on track. I don't think it really matters if you're first. And, like, we just witnessed that from Kane Vandermark. He was leading the race and thought he was in the position to stay out of trouble, but yet he got bumped from behind and caused a big wreck. Not saying he caused it, but just that's, you know, there's really no safe spot on track, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of it, this is something that I mention a lot to newer iRacers, is just realizing who you're around. You don't really notice it until you start really racing in real life. Is like, you'll be like, okay, I trust my truck, since we're in the truck series, I trust my truck more around this person rather than this person. So I know, like, let's say I'll hook up with Marty Calvert and I know that he's a solid pusher and we're going to go to the front. Now, if I hook up with somebody that I really don't know how they drive, I'm going to not drive as well because I don't have the confidence in his confidence. So it's just, it's a mind game as much as it is, you know, a game on the racetrack. And it's just being smart and putting yourself around the right guys and identifying any issues that may arise and just, you know, keeping an eye on that. That's honestly been the key point to me surviving a lot of these, is just being like, all right, you know, I see the one guy, I need to keep an eye on him, and usually he'll be the one, you know, exploding off of the backstretch. So.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, usually, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm not really sure what's going on at the moment. I do have a black flag, though I am coming back to take the green. So a bit of a predicament. We'll try to make a lap and pit safely. So hopefully everything will be quite all right here. But it is 1 to green coming off of 4. And I've got Marty Calvert to my outside. And my standings have bugged. Let's see, we got Stephen Kirby and Zachary Ward in P3 and P4. But it looks like a lot of the playoff guys have started to filter themselves towards the front of the field already. Not surprised.
Were you
but,
able to come
pretty
in
cool
for
to see
that
him up here.
penalty?
I was not. No, it doesn't count if a caution comes out
Oh,
while I'm
that's
on pit
right. You're
road. It
supposed to
only
pit on
counts
the
if I'm
green.
in the pit stall.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha. I forgot about how that works.
Green flag,
Alrighty, green flag back in the air, and it looks like Matt Heel here is going to lead us to green with Marty Calvert on the outside row.
Leading to green for one full lap. Then we gotta get it down to 55 miles per hour and not hit anybody. Make a 40-second pit stop, which I feel like is a bit aggressive for the penalty that occurred.
Especially
But,
for a super speedway, that is killer.
oh yeah, we'll be fighting from a lap down, but we'll get this out of the way and you know, we'll get back up into it. It's still early here.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of racing to go, and you know for sure there's going to be more cautions here tonight. We just saw 2 already within the first 20 laps, and we're not even close to being halfway in this race. So there you have Heel pulling off, serving his penalty for the black flag he got. And right now, Stephen Kirby's going to retake that lead with Marty Calvert right behind him, pushing him to the front row. These are buddies here. They know each other. So new leader, the 109 of Stephen Kirby. Marty Calvert currently second place, followed by Brandon Fiedler in third. And guys, let us know who you're rooting for out in the comments. Say hello. I'm watching you guys and see if you want to give your favorite driver a shout out, and we'll try and pull them up during this race and interview them. Right now they're 3 wide, but yeah, let us know who you're rooting for out
Such a
here
hopeless
tonight at
feeling when you're
Talladega.
trapped in the pit stall watching the race go on by you.
Yeah, I know. I've been there so many times in that same situation. It's never fun. Especially when you're going a lap or 2 down and you're like, man, am I going to even get back to the lead lap? And then you got to dig your way out of a hole. It's never a good moment.
Well, if anybody can do it, this truck can do it. I love this truck. I guess the driver's pretty all right too, but hopefully we don't see caution. I mean, I'd love to see the race kind of get strung out here and the guys kind of get established in their positions. But so far the theme has been a little bit bumpy. But hopefully we can get some green flag laps in here and just kind of settle out and get ourselves to the end of the race. Another thing is with 20 laps in the fuel tank, I think we're, you know, if we do get far enough, we'll see some green flag pit stops. And going back to the question that you asked
Not
me
to cut you off,
previously,
but they're 4 wide up here, the front row, and they are door banging, and they're bumping all over the track and trying to keep it straight. But it's the 07, 17, 3, and 16, 4 wide at Talladega. And they kept it clean. They kept it going.
Well, they certainly aren't taking my advice, and I'm getting settled out.
Yeah. We're back down to 3 wide this time with the 81 of William Carr in the middle. Greg Stone up there on the high side pushing Duke Smith in the 17, and Wes Gallo in the 07 down there on the bottom. They're still trying to hang on to 3 wide. The 3 truck's going to fall right there behind the 81 and give him a bump to the front. Duke Smith gets left hung out to dry on the high side. And he's going to fall back a little bit right in front of Zachary Ward there on the 5.
Yeah, I can't really see too much, unfortunately. I'm on the opposite straightaway of the pack, but I'm watching this relative, and it's certainly looking pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it's definitely looking really good. This is some really good racing up here in the front.
They must really like you. They want to put a show on for the fans tonight. Hopefully we'll be up there at the end of this one, but right now, not doing so hot.
Yeah, right now William Carr in the 81 is going to lead them with Brandon Fiedler right behind him in the 39. This has been some really tight, close racing, 2x2 through the whole field right now.
Yeah, one thing I noticed from my short time of driving in the pack is both of the lanes are very, very equal. So it's all going to be up to the drivers and how well, or well, you've seen the instance so far. You know, if it goes wrong, how
Oh,
well
and they're
and
wrecking.
how
Caution's out. 81 again from the lead gets bumped, and he's going to spin out.
Okay, quickly tell me what you think you had there.
That's not good. I'm curious if he already took his fast repair. He might be stuck with the truck that he's got. That is not good for a playoff contender there, especially on lap 17 of 75.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back and watch that, see exactly what happened with the 81 involved, and Corey Goodall also involved in that wreck, and we're going to go ahead and see how that all got started. And it looks like, so the 81 was in second behind the 39 of Brandon Feeler. And it looks like he might have just got a bump from, oh, it looks like Greg Stone up on the high side came down and got into the side of the 81. And I think these guys are teammates too. The 3 and the 81 are teammates. So the 3 truck came off the high side here and got into the side of the 81. And
That's a bummer. Greg Stone has been running really good the last few weeks. At Charlotte Roval, he had a legitimate shot at winning the race, and just it didn't happen. But a win for Greg Stone is certainly around the corner. He's been a guy that I've been watching that's just been getting a little bit better and better every week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then he's on pit road right now making some repairs to his truck. We also got Corey Goodall on pit road as well in the 333. But yeah, these guys unfortunately caught up in the third wreck of the race so far here on lap number 19.
Taking a look at the truck of William Karen. How do I pronounce his last name? I don't want to mispronounce it here.
I want to say it's Karin, and I don't know if I've ever asked him if that's the correct pronunciation, but yeah, I believe it's Karin.
Yeah, his truck definitely doesn't look too happy. He's got a little bit of damage to his left rear, and then he's got a lot of damage to his front. That's going to be the big part of it. But it looks like something that you could stick a couple pieces of bear bond on and, be able to survive.
You know, I wish iRacing would do something with the damage at these tracks, like putting some, what do they call that? Is it the bear bond or that tape that they put on?
That is the bear bond, yes.
Bear bond. So I wish they would actually show that. Like if you came in and used a fast repair or got some stuff fixed, I wish they would actually put that on your car. I think that'd be so cool to see.
That would be really awesome to see, like somebody ping RFK, because I want that Band-Aid piece of bear bond that they use. I want to stick that on my nose sometimes.
Yeah, that was actually really cool. I remember seeing that, yeah. That'd be pretty neat to see if they implement that in iRacing and put that on here.
Oh no, it looks like Greg Stone has manually disconnected, so I must believe that he's used his fast repair, and the second contact was just too much. So it's an early exit for Greg Stone. You hate that for the guy. He's due for one of these wins. I'm sure he's probably pretty hard on himself from that one, but it's the nature of the beast here at Talladega Superspeedway.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know if he put in 2 fast repairs for the first Talladega race, because we didn't get to broadcast that when we missed it. But yeah, it's unfortunate we got 1 fast repair, so these guys are going to have to be extremely careful. But 3 cautions already in 20 laps. They're doing anything but being careful right now on track, especially after seeing them go 4 wide back there a couple laps ago.
Yeah, I'm surprised a lot of the guys are rowdy. That's usually a play out of my playbook. But driving into pit road here, I see there's a lot of guys sitting on pit road. We got Mark Ward in the 10, Elliott Swope in the 33 just drove by me here, and there's a few other guys that I didn't see. Well, there's William. He's still sitting on pit road getting his nose patched up. But it looks like a lot of these guys, besides Greg Stone, can continue. So, but there is a long, long distance left to go, that being 55 laps.
Yeah, you're right. That is a really long way to go. Alrighty, so with that caution coming out, were you able to get back to the lead lap, or are you still...
I am back on the lead lap now, so we have a chance.
You're being scored 16th on the lead lap, right in front of the guys that wrecked. William Karn will be restarting right behind you.
I believe I will have to go to the tail, though, since I got a lucky dog. So anybody that came off of pit road will have to cycle by me. but it's just being back into contention. And like I was mentioning before the cars started getting all rowdy, like you asked me earlier, where do I want to be? If this race goes green and green flag pit stops happen, you need to be in that front pack. As soon as you lose that front pack, you've just kind of lost your ability to win. So what I like to do in some of my, really big races, I do a few money races every now and then where it will be like $500 to win. It's quite competitive and quite hectic. I don't really do them too much anymore, but a lot of those races go green, and it really ends up to 4 or 5 guys in that lead pack at the end of the race, and you have to make the right moves and work with the right people to be in that front pack. I'm not sure if we'll see it tonight with the trend that this race has been going, but that's definitely where you want to be. You want to just kind of get separated from the rest of the pack. I always kind of joke about it, but it is true. It's either a fun race for the broadcast or it's a fun race for the drivers, and it's hard to do one that's both. But hopefully we can do something here, and hopefully they stop crashing.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we just witnessed some really good racing, and hopefully get more of it. So hopefully everybody kind of minds their P's and Q's moving forward. But man, we saw some really good racing just a few laps back if you guys were watching the broadcast.
Oh yeah, get your popcorn, fellas. This race is just beginning.
All right, it looks like this time by Max Troen in the 8 Toyota Tundra is going to lead them to green with Brandon Fiedler restarting on the outside row. So it'll be the 8 and 39 truck. Lights are off the pace car as it pulls off track. And we're going a green flag racing here on lap number 22.
As the field makes the long way around.
Yep,
Try
absolutely.
oval. And we are back green.
Green flag in the air, lap number 22. It's the 8 and 39 side by side going down into turn number 1, and it's Zachary Ward and also Wes Gallo are restarting right there behind the 2 leaders.
Yeah, those guys have been up front for the majority of the race, and they've been able to keep the nose of their truck clean, and that's really the key to being there at the end.
Absolutely, it's good to see Brandon Fiedler finally make some pace here in the playoffs. He's been struggling all season long, and now he's finally getting the momentum he needs moving forward after that last week win.
Yeah, it was cool to see him come back to victory lane. I think this goes back to what I was saying. Just a lot of guys are getting better, and Fielder was one of those guys that kind of had a bit of a slump for the spring and summer season, but he's definitely turned the wick up when it comes to the playoffs, and with the win last week at Las Vegas, I think he's solidified himself as a championship threat to be able to defend last year's championship and take home the crown.
Yeah, he went last year. He won the championship, and then this year he's kind of struggled to find victory lane or some real good pace all season long. He's run into a lot of bad luck this year, but after the win, got his first win last week at Vegas, he's really turned things around, and right now he's leading the field right there on lap number 23. Doing a great job.
Oh yeah, a win is a huge momentum boost. Not even, on the track, but just mentally. A win just kind of carries you so far. I mean, that's something that you see in real life as well when a driver wins a race. Just the whole attitude and on-track behavior changes for the better, and usually it comes in a string of 3 or 4.
Yeah, no, if he can go back-to-back, that'd be pretty impressive. I'm sure these guys that are right now in the top 4 don't want a new winner heading into the final race, or the final round, or championship race rather, or however you want to say it. But yeah, if he goes back-to-back, that'd be pretty impressive here.
Well, it's starting to get dicey again. We've seen a couple drivers jump out of line. That'd be the 20 of Marshall Dugan, and Corey Goodall has just dropped away from the inside line. So I think the field is sniffing a wreck again, but hopefully that won't be the case. But it's one of the things where you just have to put yourself in the right position. They want to be up here, and they made a good call.
Yeah, we just saw that too. We saw Corey Goodall jump out of line, and I'm sure a lot of these guys know that they've only have one fast repair, or maybe they've even already used their fast repair, and they're trying to play it safe. So any little moment, they can just jump out and play it safe and not get caught in a wreck. That's what you're going to see most of this race.
Bit of a hairy 3 wide situation. for me there. I didn't quite know where I was going. I wanted to see how far I could go, and it wasn't too far, so he lost another spot here. Elliott Swope's having a pretty solid run tonight. Truck looks really, really clean with the iRacing Warrior Motorsports. I believe that is let me back up here. It's a Ford F-150.
Let's see. Are you talking about Brian Swope or Elliott?
Oh, Brian. Sorry. My apologies.
No, you're good. Yeah. I couldn't remember if, because Elliott's right in front of you, Brian's behind you on track.
Okay, I'm looking at a 33 right now. He's the one who just got by me. Made a marvelous move, actually. I was quite impressed with that.
Yeah, we saw you up there on the high side for a moment, and things got a little hairy there across the start-finish, or across the grandstands, rather, in the front stretch. And I wasn't sure how that was all going to work out for a moment.
Yeah, I need to identify that I'm not a playoff guy, and a lot of these guys are in some really tough situations, so I'm not trying to upset any more people than I kind of already have after last week at Las Vegas with questionable contact. So just trying to have fun. If it puts me in a spot where I have a shot at the end, we're definitely going to, we're going to make the move. But for now, only being 26 laps in a 75, there's no real reason to make any enemies out here, and it's just trying to ride in your lane and avoid any mayhem. But it looks like we are, even though we're side by side, we are starting to get a little bit more, cordial and getting calmed down here a little bit as the outside line is now making a run here on Brandon Fielder. I'm curious to see if we'll be able to push him clear as the inside looks to be checking up a lot.
Yeah, you're definitely making some progress moving forward right now. Currently in the 8th place position.
Yep, just moving forward, slow and steady, being smart. I'm probably going to run the top lane. It's where I usually like to be. I feel like the top lane always kind of goes forward. It puts you in a better, or a worse spot when it comes to, being able to avoid a wreck. But if you want to go to the front, you just got to go to the top. But I got to give a shout out to William Caron with a wrecked truck. He's back up there. It looks like he's about the 3rd or 4th spot. He's that 2nd truck on the outside lane here behind. It's a gold truck. I'm not exactly sure who that is. It feels like there's a lot of new paint schemes tonight, which is pretty cool to see. I believe that's Stephen Kirby in the 109. So both of those guys are going to be making a really solid run down the back straightaway, and they're going to get clear up to 16 for the lead.
Yeah, and now the 81 drops down the inside row around Stephen Kirby. Yeah,
the outside lane's starting to lose its momentum. The trucks are getting less and less as the drivers start to pile up on the inside line. The fuel is coming into question. You are going to burn a little bit more fuel being on the outside versus the inside. With only being able to go 20 laps or so, fuel is going to be a big thing. I haven't looked at it one bit, but I'm sure these drivers are analyzing the fuel situation and, have already kind of picked out what lap they want to bid on and, are trying to get into that race strategy.
I was going to say, yeah, with those first couple cautions that came out, and then you got that black flag, you really haven't really been paying attention to the fuel economy or how many laps you get, but what are you guys getting in the tank now?
We're getting about 21 laps to a tank. So we're going to be pitting here, or I'm going to be pitting in about 10 laps. I think most of the field can probably go somewhere between 10 to 12. So there are going to be, if we make it, there is going to be some green flag pit stops here if we all, keep driving the way we are.
Yeah, that got a little dicey there for a moment.
Looks like the inside lane is prevailing on numbers. Cars getting settled in. Fielder in the 39. We got Wes Gallo in the 07. That's a really nice Texaco Helveline inspired paint scheme. That's one of my favorite cars on track. I was able to be part of the Charlotte deal a few years ago when RSS and Kyle Sieg had their Texaco Helveline paint scheme out, and it was just really cool to see in real life. It's always been one of my favorite paint schemes. I know I wasn't around for the time, but I can appreciate, what went into the sport there and with Texaco and, get to admire a really cool paint scheme.
Yeah, Wes Gallo always brings out really cool paints. We love watching seeing his paints week after week, but he designs a lot of his teammates' trucks too, and always puts out some really good stuff. So seeing that Haviland kind of throwback scheme there is pretty cool to see.
Oh yeah, I always take home a little bit of his truck's paint on my door after a race.
That's funny, yeah.
it looks like the top lane is starting to surge momentum again. But we'll see here. Things are starting to get dicey.
Yep, lap 31 this time.
Caution.
75, and caution is out.
Good job, bud. Tell me what you got quickly.
Well, that takes away everything I said about pit stops. Everybody's going to be coming for fuel and probably some tires now as well.
And it looks like Brian Swope was involved in the 69. We're going to go ahead and take that, or see what happened here. Oh, looked like Duke Smith spun around the 69, got it right around the front of the 10 of Mark Ward. And it looks like he loses a panel on the side of that 69 truck. Let's take one more look at that. Yeah, the 17, I think, just got up to the 69 a little bit. Not intentional by any means, but got on the side and spun him around.
Hate to see it, but I'm sure there's a few guys in this field that are breathing a sigh of relief now that they don't have to come down pit road at full speed.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, while we're under caution, let's go ahead and see if we can pull up William and interview him since he's on the front row here. Hey, William, it's David and Matt up here in the booth. You got us?
10-4.
Hey, man, good-looking 81 truck out there. I seen you up in the front, go in the back, and then back up here to the front again. So I think you've moved through the field more than anybody else I've seen here today. But how are you feeling so far about this race? 32 laps in. Did you already use a fast repair?
Unfortunately, yes, I did. So I think I still got a little bit of damage because last time I came down pit road, they said they couldn't fix all of it. So, but she's still fast. Trying to get a dove here and lock myself into next week. But if I don't, I already won this week. I'm birth of my little boy, and he's healthy and ready to get this over with so I can go play with him.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds good, man. See you bring it down pit road along with the rest of the field this time. But yeah, how did you make your way from that early incident early on tonight back up here to the front? You got your way, found your way back up through the field to lead this race once again.
What's the 5 Ds of dodgeball?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna try to get some fuel in here and keep it up front and see what we can do.
Awesome. All right, William. Well, good luck out there. We're rooting for you, and we'll see if we'll see what happens later on in tonight's race.
10-4, appreciate it.
I should have asked him what happened to his teammate, but I forgot to ask him about that.
Oh no. Well, maybe when we have him up
Greg's-
here in the booth after a good finish, maybe we can, if we remember, we'll ask.
Yeah, Greg Stone is completely off track.
You hate that for him. He had so much hopes for the playoffs, and he was an early out, I believe, in the round of 12. So you kind of hate that for him. It's just I went through that same learning phase of just trying to put races together and struggling. So I know the mental side that kind of goes into that. And I know he's a little bit down with it, but he's a good driver, and his day is gonna be coming.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been really impressive all season long. Just hasn't been able to capitalize on some of the races towards the end. But he's led a lot of laps this season and is always in the right place at the right time. Just hasn't had much luck go his way towards the end of these races.
So it looks like after that round of pit stops, the 5 of Zachary Ward's going to be in the lead.
Yeah, Zach to the lead here.
That's what he wants. If he gets a good finish now after a second place run last week at Las Vegas, that's going to put him in a much better situation come Charlotte, where he can kind of breathe a sigh of relief and just kind of have a fun race there. So.
Yep, Zach to the lead. This is the guy that hosts these races. He kind of stepped up in the iRacing Fun League this year, and last year I hosted pretty much the whole entire season. But Zach here has been hosting every single race, putting these together for the F.U.N. League. So thank you to Zach, and did a phenomenal job stepping up, helping out. And this year I just did the broadcasting side while he did the racing hosting side of it. So it's been a pretty fun year working with him on all this stuff. But he's done a lot of the work all season long.
That's awesome. It's always good to see a good guy step up and kind of manage things. It can be a lot for one person. It's something that I recognize with another one of my leagues where it's like there's one guy running it, and I know how easy it is to kind of burn yourself out. So it's cool when a community like this, comes together and says like, we got a really good thing rolling here. Let's try to make it even better. And I think this year has been, I haven't been here all the years, but it feels like this is the best year ever. We've had some really nice car counts up into the 30s. I mean, even for a race like today, having 20 in a playoff race, just a lot of leagues don't get that, and just the community with this league has been really solid, and he's been a core part of that. So got to give an attaboy where it's due to Zach, helping out with this series and putting it where it is today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Marty Calvert will be restarting on the front row this time. That is the pulser of today's race.
Oh, I just heard on the radio Zachary Ward has an EOL for pitting under a closed pit. If it's the same penalty as me, that's going to be a 40-second penalty, putting him a lap down. That's going to have major playoff implications. And I guess I didn't realize, but I must have just done a commenter curse on it because I was just talking about how good he was running, and now he has a penalty. So that is very unfortunate. However, with the way that things are going, I think he'll be okay, but that's not something that you want to happen.
Yeah, no, not at all. Man, that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I believe Elliott is in the 33, Elliott Swope.
Yep, Elliott Swope
So
and William Karn actually up there in the front row.
That's going to be a pretty cool deal for him after the 16 pulls off. That's going to put Elliott in the 33 to the lead, so we might be seeing him lead some laps around Talladega.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, pace car pulls off. We're going to green flag racing here.
Green flag.
And green flag in the air. And it's the 16 of Marty Calvert and the 81 of William Karn on the front row. Elliott Swope is in the 33 truck right there in the third place on the inside.
Side by side as they rocket through turns 1 and 2 as they get up through the gears like a pack of hornets. Off of turn 2, down the long straightaway. That's usually when the outside line starts to roll their momentum, as you see a couple drivers now get clear. They stay with the top line, or will they try to go down low and work with the 16?
And right now it's Kane Vannemark that gets around the leader of the 16. He's going to retake the race lead down through turns 3 and 4. The 81 kind of falls back up on the high side. And it's Elliott Swope, Marty Calvert, and Kane Vannemark really pushing out to the front here.
The inside line has shot to the lead as the outside line started to break up. You got 3 trucks there trying to make it work, but they just do not have the power that the dominance of that entire bottom lane has. And it looks like the trucks are starting to get things figured out with Kane Vandermark now, our new leader.
Yeah, Kane had a little bit of a run-in early on tonight's race with the 81. That's right there on the high side, but rebounded nicely to the race lead right in front of the 16 of Marty Calvert. Marty trying to rebound after DNFing last week. Started on the pole of today's race, and he's right there up in the mix, currently second place as they head down to turn number 3.
A guy like Marty knows that he needs a good point stay coming into this this race and this situation, because he knows if he has a bad Talladega and a bad Las Vegas, it's not going to be very fun, and he's probably going to be in a must-win when it comes down to Charlotte. If anybody's the one to do it, it's him, but you definitely don't want to be in that situation, as now the outside line starting to prevail. The inside got broken up. It looks like the 07 of Wes Gallo has decided to come up and join us on the dark side, aka the high side. But we have now lost Williams, so it's me pushing Kirby here down the back straightaway.
Yeah, you guys were figuring something out up there. The 81, 109, and yourself were making things work up there on the high side, and the 81 just dropped down to the inside right in front of the leader of Kane Vannemark, so he's going to retake the lead. And now the outside row trying to form up once again. Now with just Stephen Kirby, Matt Heel here, and also right behind him you got, looks like the 07 of Wes Gallo and Brandon Fiedler on the top lane.
Yeah, another thing you really got to watch out for in the truck series is they're very good at getting glued together, but they're also very good at spiking the oil pressure, as my light has just came on. So you usually get about 2 or 3 laps here of really hard pushing before you kind of got to lay off the guys. So I'm trying to push Kirby to the front here and see what happens, but if I get too hot, it's going to put me and the whole outside lane in a bad spot. Oh, I'm going to have to check up. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, and you guys were kind of ping-ponging all over the track there for just a moment. And now you're 3 wide down into turn number 3. Matt, you're in the middle.
That's definitely not a sandwich that I'm too fond of being inside of. But that was a late block by William there. Thankfully, you know, no crash yet. It's definitely very aggressive with him not having a fast repair. But, you know, when you got to go, you got to go. I admire it, as now Marty Cavern is going to jump out of the bottom lane and use the middle lane to lead that lap.
Yeah, look at the 16 truck in the middle of the track, back up there to the front. Now he's going to get down the inside row with the 81 of William Karn right behind him, and they're going to kind of pull away here for just a moment until the 4 truck catches them, and the inside row is starting to form up, but we're still 3 wide. Matt, you're still in the middle between Brian Smoke and Brandon Feeler right now.
Oh, yeah, now I've been put in the sucker hole.
Yep, and there you go. Now it finally got broken up back to 2 by 2.
I got to give an attaboy to a lot of these guys. That was a very hairy situation, and everybody's able to move their truck in the right direction after that one.
Yeah, that got kind of crazy there for a few laps, and it was 3 wide, and if you guys missed it early on today's race, we were 4 wide for a lap or so, and there was some really good passing and battles, and these guys kept it clean for a while, even though we've had a couple cautions so far. But back to 2 by 2, these guys have been holding their lines pretty well here tonight so far, and 40 laps in, it's been a really good race here at Talladega.
Oh yeah, put Stephen Kirby to the lead, but don't talk too fast, Matthew Heel. Wes Gallo and Brendan Fielder have made their way to the front on the outside lane. Will they stay with the outside, or will they try to move down? There goes the 07, and it's going to leave Fielder up here with me. That's not a good choice for him, but see what we can do now. As they come to the flag, side by side. 07:39.
And it's the teammates, Brandon Feeler and Wes Gallo side by side, and Wes is going to lead that lap with Brandon Feeler right there up on the high side. And the 109 of Stephen Kirby is going to push the 07 out here to the front. And Marty Calvin right there back in 3rd place. The outside lane kind of falling back a little bit, trying to get warmed up once again. You got to get that 54 truck behind you to really get in line and give you the push.
Yeah, from what I've found out is you need about 3 or 4 trucks to really start rolling some momentum. If you have 2 trucks, it just it really doesn't work. So I'm just trying to kind of mind here and not get too hot for when the 54 does decide he wants to go to the front. But still 41 to 75. If I'm in the 54 spot, you know, I'm probably comfortable where I'm at. And, you know, you don't need to get up there and, you know, cause a crash. So,
yeah, and that's one thing that I kind of learned about trucks. I don't know if it really matters what series it is, but the truck that's out in front needs to get pushed, and the truck behind them doesn't really give them the push until you get that 3rd truck lined up behind you. When you got 3 trucks in a row, that truck in the middle gets the air kind of taken off of it, and he's able to push that truck in the front, and that's what really gets the momentum going with 3 trucks in a row.
Push Fielder now into the bottom lane. William up in the top lane, but that's not going to be good. The 54 is not proven to be too good of a pusher, and I know that William Curran car is a bit hurt, so that's not going to be good news for the top lane. So maybe we'll finally, you know, and I don't want to jinx it, get settled out and turn some laps here, as we now have 10 laps to a green flag pit stop, so we might see some pitting after all.
Yeah, and right now it's just you and the 81 and the 54. The 54 is a little bit far off your bumper there. It needs to get up in line to give you the push and get that outside rolling. But you had a pretty good run off the corner there off of turn number 2. But still, Wes Gallo in the lead, followed by Stephen Kirby and Marty Calvin on that inside row. 81's trying to get up there.
It's been a pretty good race so far, side by side, about probably 8-9 rows deep. no shortage of excitement on this one, but Wes has got to feel pretty good. He's leading that inside line, and the outside lines failing to form up. So there's a long race to go, but he's just kind of clicking off laps, and you know, if you're in the lead, you're going to be in front of the crash.
Yeah, and we've seen that a couple times tonight. It seemed like, you know, you would think the safest place would be out front leading this race, trying to keep yourself out of position to get into a wreck that's out of your doing. But like we've seen the race leader a couple times tonight get bumped out of his control, and there's the 5 truck up on the high side. He's going to go a lap down.
That's going to be 2 laps down for the 5. That's going to be a really bad situation.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he's
Zachary.
2 laps down now at this point.
This is the track where you're able to get the time back.
Yep, Zach Ward was 1 lap down, and then when he got passed by the leader here, now he's 2 laps down on lap 44. The only other truck that's down is Marshall Dugan, who is 5 laps down.
Oh man, that's a bummer for him. I'm surprised he went top. I would have stayed on the bottom there. You got to be in front of the pack, and you got to get your lap back the old-fashioned way. That's, you know, these laps are starting to tick down here, and you know the drivers are starting to fall out. So you got to be in a good spot. And unfortunately, Zach has just failed to deliver that tonight.
Yeah, and with looking at the playoff standings right now in the round of 8, this is race number 2. Marshall Dugan is going to be in a must-win situation next week at Charlotte, because with being 5 laps down, he's going to be way out of contention to make that final race of the year for the championship.
That's going to be tough. I hate that for the guy. He's a great character off the racetrack, always fun to race with at the racetrack, and he's going to be in a rough spot, but you know, Charlotte is still, you know, it's a track where anything can happen.
Absolutely, yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. I'm excited for the 1.5 mile tracks, and especially going back to Charlotte once again this year. It's going to be a really cool race, and I can't remember if it's in the next gen cars or not, but they handle really good the 1.5 miles and put on really good shows, so it should be a good race.
Oh yeah, Charlotte's always one of my favorite tracks to go to. It's a beautiful 1.5 miles, and it just seems to run really, really well.
Right now,
I think I might have
Gallo in the lead with Stephen Kirby right behind him.
I think I might have figured out why the 54 has been a little bit off my bumper. It looks like if this race goes green, and I almost hope it doesn't at this point, it's going to be a fuel mileage race. It looks like the trucks all got to save about 2 or 3 laps to put themselves into a good spot. So if a caution doesn't come out, we might see some really wonky strategy.
Yeah, I think once we get past the halfway, which we are now at this point, past halfway, I think guys are going to be a little more cautious, and especially since probably half the field has already used their first fast repair by this point, you're going to see a lot more conservative racing, and you probably won't see as many cautions moving forward.
Yeah, I'm going to have to jump into the inside line here and just ride. I got to save about 3/10 or 3 points of a lap, whatever you call it, to make my window. But it looks like as soon as I've left, now the outside lane is surging. But we got green flag pit stops in about 5-6 laps, guys.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting to see. It's really hairy here at these super speedways to do some green flag pit stops. But man, now the 81, it looked like he was falling off there because the outside lane wasn't working together, but he's getting right there to the front with the 4 truck right behind him, giving the push off the 4. Down the backstretch they go. It's the 07 to 81 side by side.
We got some 3 wide action here.
Yep, 3 wide. Payne Van Mark all the way up on the high side, the 81 in the middle. And Wes Gallo still hanging on that race lead, but the middle lane's really falling back this time now for turns 3 and 4. Oh, and they're
2 cars get checked up hard.
And that was Marshall Dugan, I believe, smacked the wall in the 20 truck. More problems for the 20 here tonight at Talladega. And he's got severe damage to the right front of that truck. That right front wheel is pointed way off to the right. He's going to have to bring it down pit road. That might put him out of today's race.
That's a shame. That's just rubbing salt in the wound for a bad day for Marshall Dugan.
07 continues to lead the race with the 109 of Stephen Kirby behind him and the 16 of Marty Calvert third back. But the 81 is not giving up on the high side. William Carr now linked up with Zachary Ward here. And then right behind Zach is his teammate Kane Vandemark in the 4 truck. They're trying to make the high side work and see if they can get those Silverados up there to the front row.
Yeah, Zach needs to get out front here. He's currently the only driver 2 laps down, so if he can get out front, he'll get the pass, or he'll get the lucky dog, and he'll be back on the lead lap. And as laps continue to tick down, I know that's got to be going in his mind right now, is just is getting back up in here, because he's not in a good spot.
Yeah, it's definitely not where you want to be inside the playoffs, trying to make that final race of the year for the championship. Doesn't have a win yet, being the second race of the round of 8, but like I said earlier, it's going to be interesting to see if we get a new race winner or if it's going to be somebody outside that top 4 points, because at that point then it's going to be really hard to see if Zach and Marty are both going to make that championship race. The 2 guys have been the most dominant all season long. We're not sure exactly who's going to be in that final race.
And it's going to be a nail-biter all the way down to the end. I mean, this is running the same playoff structure as NASCAR, and that's what they want. So this round is going to be hairy, and I believe it's going to be the same this weekend. Oh, we got a couple drivers that really want to pit here. I got 2.1 laps, so I expect drivers to be pitting in the next 1 to 3 laps. Oh
Yeah,
boy, everybody's starting to cycle down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, you can
Making almost
see
pit time.
You can see everybody get single file down to the inside row. They know they're going to be coming down pit road any moment now. It's the 2 teammates out there on the high side of Kane Vandemark and Zach Ward. Oh, we got a truck in the wall.
Oh, caution!
Is out. Jeff Laraway up in the wall.
Oh man, he just saved a lot of guys, a lot of headache. As much as I wanted to pit right there, that is going to save a lot of trucks.
Yeah, unfortunate for the 71. We're going to go ahead and take a look, see what happened there. It's the 54 that sends the 71 around.
Who is driving the 54 this week?
It'd be David Potts.
Oh, all right.
Or David Watts, I'm sorry.
Another concern, and I think everybody's going to be okay, if they could roll back to the pit stall or not. I heard Zachary mic up and say that couldn't have went worse. There's Marshall Dugan come out of pit road, but hopefully we don't see any trucks run out of gas here, because I know that some guys did have to pit right there.
Yep, 23 laps to go. 5th caution of the night is out. Right now, William Carr in the 81 truck is scored your race leader. And Zach is still 2 laps down. Should get the free pass and be 1 lap down at this point.
He needs it. Hopefully he didn't have any incident points when that caution came out. Otherwise, he's going to be at a really bad spot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really good run. Really proud of these guys. I mean, we ran door to door that whole run, some 3-wide shenanigans, and really kept it clean. Even the caution really wasn't any of our doing. It was just something that kind of happened in the back, and you hate to see it for those guys. But been a pretty solid little race. And, now it's going to be crunch time. Everybody's probably going to go back to that early race shenanigans of beating and banging off of each other.
Yeah, definitely. And looks like the 81's going to come down pit road this time, as well as probably the rest of the field. And yep, and so only 1 truck stays out. That's going to be the 5 of Zach Ward to get his lap back. He's going to be now 1 lap down, but the whole entire field now on pit road.
Oh yeah, everybody's going to want gas, and I'm sure a lot of these drivers are going to take 4 tires as well. Tires don't mean as much at a super speedway track like this, but I'm sure some guys are going to take them.
Yeah, I mean, does it really make a big difference whether you take 4 fresh tires with 20 to go versus not taking tires? Is there much of a difference in grip at all, or speed, or is it kind of tires don't
Not
matter here?
really. I would take right side tires, but these trucks are really, really solid race cars. They aren't off of the racetrack at all. So you almost don't really need tires, as you don't really see anybody, back in the Gen 6 days, if you put too much wheel into the corner on old tires, you could spin yourself out. And I don't really see that being an issue in the trucks. I just jinxed it. But usually you're pretty okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's kind of interesting to know. It looks like the 07 is going to be scored your race leader now behind the pace car down the backstretch. 22 laps to go at this point in the race, and it's Wes Gallo and Kane Vandermark that'll be restarting on the front row and just a few laps here.
So I'm not sure if you've done this yet, but if you haven't, who's your pick to win for tonight?
I don't know. Going into this race, I literally had no idea who was going to come away with the win here at Talladega. It's one of those races where we might see a non-playoff driver win. But after watching the first half of this race, and now with 22 laps to go, I really like the 81 of William Karn. He seems to be able to get that top line to work no matter who's behind him, and he seems like he's constantly getting back up there to the front and putting himself in contention or a position to win it. So I'm going to put my money on the 81 here tonight at Talladega.
Well, it looks like a lot of drivers are going to be coming back down pit road. We got about 20 laps in the tank and 20 laps on the racetrack. So these guys just be topping off and getting to the end of the race.
Yeah, we have Stephen Kirby, Elliott Swope,
Come on, Fielder.
Feeler, and a bunch of trucks as well as Heel on pit road this time by.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to pit there, but I've seen a whole bunch of guys coming in front of me, and I will take tires. It makes sense. I'll start in the back. It's an easy track to drive to the front. I just, hope I don't catch any trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to try and make your way up to the front, but, you already used that fast repair, so it's going to be pretty rough.
Negative. I'm actually running here with a 0X so far tonight.
Oh, you have a 0X. Okay,
0X.
I didn't know that. I
probably
thought
not for too much longer, but
I should have jinxed
0X.
it. Should have said nothing at this point, but man, I thought for sure you had a little bit of something early on.
Yeah, there's me barrel rolling down the backstretch like a bald eagle.
Yeah, the next lap. All right, it looks like drivers are going to get restarted here this time by. Lights are off the pace car, so we're getting ready to go green flag racing on this lap, and it's going to be 20 laps to go on the restart.
Yeah, 20 laps to go, 20 laps in the tank. I think a lot of the guys that just pitted are going to be in a really good spot, because if you're in the front, you got to save about a lap of fuel now, or 2/3 of a lap of fuel, and that's going to limit, if this race does stay green, which I'm not sure it will, it's going to limit your opportunities. If you try to run that outside lane, you are going to run out of gas. So we'll see what happens here. It's going to be very, very interesting, but holy moly, that is one hell of an inside lane. There is 2 trucks, 2 very lonely trucks on the top side.
Yep, and it's Wes Gallo in the 07 going to be restarting on the front row. Pace car has pulled off. Kane Vandermark is going to go side by side on the restart with the 07 with William Karn in the 81 truck on the inside. And third place, and Marty Calvert in the 16 on the outside row. Here we go, back to green.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. 07 takes them the lead down to turn number 1. And Heel, you're all the way back there in the field. You got a long ways to go.
Oh yeah. But it looks like everybody able to have a good restart there. No one really dropping from the pack.
For a moment there, it almost looked like the front half of the field separated from the second half, but it's starting to close in now.
Yeah, I was almost a little bit concerned about that. Restarting in the back like that, if you get a guy that's pretty damaged in front of you, and just, you know, you could get pushed back there, and if you fall out of the draft, especially right now, it's not very good. But I feel like the heavens have kind of opened up here. The outside lane is really rocking and rolling, and I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of spots here, pushing the 33 of, was that Brian or Elliott Swope, up to front.
Right now, yeah, it looks like right in front of you, that's going to be Elliott Swope in the 33 truck.
Oh, they're wrecking.
And yep, they're wrecking. Oh, and Kane Vandermark up into Brandon Fiedler. Heavy damage to the 39. He's up in the wall. The 39 is on his side in turn number 2.
That felt like a scene out of Cars right there. That was wild.
Oh man, and Fiedler is on his side. He's going to need to get a bump to get pushed over or tow it back to pit road here. But he is in major trouble on the backstretch.
No. Yeah, very reminiscent of Todd Gilliland's crash a few weeks ago. I believe it was at Kansas, where he just got pushed up and rode the wall. So he's going to have to find a really close buddy that's willing to sacrifice his race truck to kind of keep his hopes of winning the race alive. But, you know, he has last week to fall back on. So he already knows that he's going to be one of the drivers in the championship 4. So he can, you know, just breathe a sigh of relief and park it if he really wants to. So that's what you get for winning one of these races, and it won't really matter.
He's desperately trying everything he can to try and get that truck back on all 4 wheels. But yeah, like you said, if you are a Brandon Fiedler fan of the 39, you have nothing to worry about here in the playoffs because he did win last week. He is now locked inside that championship 4 race. So if he gets a DNF today or ends up at the end of the tail end of the field here at the end of this race, it's he's already in the championship round. So, but major conflict here with the 39 truck as the whole field goes by him on the backstretch.
Yeah, that's going to put him 1 lap down, and his tow is going to be around 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is going to put him a second and possibly third lap down. If he's taking his fast repair, that truck can go right back to the hauler because he is done.
And it looks like Marshall Dugan over here going to give him the push. And there he goes. He gives him the pump
What
and
a
still
gentleman.
doesn't get it.
Oh, man.
Here we go. Try number 2.
Curious if he does get Fielder flipped over, how much damage that truck really has.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, we're going to jump inside here and see what his dashboard looks like in just a moment. And there he goes. He's on his feet, or on his wheels,
Oh,
rather.
man. He's going to have to allow a couple of minutes for the oil to circulate back into the motor, or the virtual motor, and maybe he can even get that cranked up and started again, just like Dale.
But yeah, major damage to that truck. He's going to have to use a fast repair if he's not used one already, which I think he might have already used one, but he's pretty much out of this race at this point with 18 to go.
But looking back to the front, it looks like the split strategy has kind of worked. I've got 17.4 in my fuel tank. There's going to be about 14, 15 laps when it comes back to green, but I have now pushed myself all the way up to that 4th position. So I have made the good strategy call. A few of the other guys, Max Troyne, have put Elliott Swope in the 33 to the lead, and I believe that's Mark Ward in the 10 in P2. So, or sorry, that's Wes Gallo. Mark Ward just passed me. So put him in P5. So a lot of these guys that, you know, can come out and really do well on super speedways are now up front, and a lot of the guys that need good finishes are now in the back. So I expect this restart to be the craziest one yet.
Yeah, it's going to only get crazier when we get closer towards the end of this race. Right now, we're 17 to go. 6 caution tonight is out. Elliott Swope is currently your race leader, followed by Stephen Kirby and Max Troen. And then Matt Heel there in the top 4. Marty Calvert is your top 5. And we're going to be really curious to see how this race shapes up. The 81 has now fallen back to 6th place after being up there inside the top 3.
He's still got his nose up there. He knows he needs a pretty good run.
Yep, looking to make some moves in the playoffs here in the round of 8. William is outside the top 4 right now. We'll pull up those standings so you can see him once again. But he's trying to race his way inside of the top 4 for the final race for the championship in just 2 weeks from now.
His chances aren't going to be good coming to Charlotte if he can't bring it home in one piece. And that's another question I have is who still has their fast repair? If you have your fast repair, you're going to drive more aggressive. You're going to make better, or you're going to make more aggressive moves where if you've used your fast repair, you know, if you crash your truck, you're done. So it's all going to be, you know, a bit of a mind game and a bit of a chess game. You know, putting your truck in the right or the wrong spot. It could be the difference between seeing the checkered flag or watching it from the infield care center.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like we're going to go green flag racing this time by. Lights are now off the pace car as they come across the start-finish line.
I'm curious on my fuel. It says I'm about a lap and a half to the green, but a lot can happen here. So we've kind of made our bed. I feel happy with the, you know, the position that I've put myself in, and we're going to do our best to be there at the end when it matters.
Well, you never know. We could have a green flag run to the end here with 16 laps to go, but it'll be real interesting to see what happens. If you're 1 lap to the green, I'd say we might see one more caution before this thing is over, so I would say your best bet would be come and take a splash of gas towards the end here.
Yeah, you got to think about green-white checkers as well. Anybody who just came on pit road right now and topped off is definitely going to be good for the race and the green-white checkers. So it's all coming down to the last 15 laps. And like I said earlier, it's all being there when it matters. And a lot of these guys, you know, Elliott Swopes, Kirby, you know, Wes Gallo, the 16, Max Troy, they've all played the strategy beautifully, and they're there when it matters. And that's, you know, really what it's about.
Absolutely. How about Max Troen, though, restarting in 3rd place here on the inside row? That truck's starting to make his way to the front, and he's had a good season so far. Looking to make some noise here.
Yeah, he's one of the guys that I've always, you know, kind of rooted for, one of those mid-pack guys that does a good run every now and then, but, you know, definitely put himself in a really good spot for tonight's race at Talladega. So, you know, you never really know what's going to happen. You know, the 33 and the 8, and you got a really good pusher behind you, Marty Calvert. So if they can get out front and kind of hold off that top lane, they're going to be in a pretty good position at the end of this one.
Yeah, and Max is also inside the playoffs in the round of 8 right now, looking to make his way. If he can win tonight's race and advance to the championship, that's going to be a major upset for the other guys that are trying to race their way in as well. But we'll keep your eye on that A truck to see if he can get it done here at Talladega.
As a green flag waves, front 2 rows are dead even. Looks like the top row has a little bit of help. I really not a fan of being in this spot, but the bottom lane is going to surge.
Yeah, we got 15 laps to go. It's the 33 of Elliott Swope and the 109 of Stephen Kirby on the front row here. And then you got Max Troen in the 8, followed by Matt Heel right there in 4th place on the high side.
Oh man, this is getting dicey. There are no drivers out here giving an inch.
No, the top 10 trucks right now on track are all nose to tail, bumper to bumper, 2x2. And they are doing everything they can to get the guy in front of them up there to the front and try to find their way up there in the top 5.
Side by side as they come across the start-finish line. Give that one to the 33 of Elliott Swope.
They're 3 wide there towards the back, and now it kind of got broken up, but Brandon Fiedler kind of stuck it right there in the middle and got up there. He's making his way back up to the front, rebounding nicely. He is currently actually getting a lap down, so I forgot about that. Fiedler is 1 lap down, and we got a truck off track. That's Max Troen, the 8. We were just talking about him.
That's unfortunate, and that's going to dice up the whole bottom line. It looks like the 33 has a powerful enough truck to be able to survive. 16 of Marty Calvert. Wes Gallo back into the 5th position with that Texaco 07.
Yeah, and that's a bummer for the A truck. We were kind of watching him to see if he can get up there towards the front, and he was right there in 3rd place, now bumped off the track. He's now back there towards the tail end, all the way back to the 16th place position.
Yeah, you hate that for one of those guys. And playoff implications as well. He knows he needs to have a pretty solid run here to make the final round. He's done really great all year, been one of those one of those quiet guys that has always just produced results, and that's gotten to where he is today. But he knows if he wants to be in championship contention, he's got to show some championship caliber and get up there and win the race. But he ain't out of it yet. I don't think he's completely out of the front pack, so you never really know. There's still 13 coming to 12 laps to go. Anything could happen, as I don't like what's going on behind me.
Yep, 12 laps to go. Everybody's kind of getting a little loose there. A couple guys in the comments section. Dr. B says, go Marty and Steve. Phil Marr to the front. We also got Steve Mormon out there. Steve, we're missing you. Wish you could be out here racing with us. He said, good guy Marshall. Dr. B said, plenty of time for the 53 to dump someone, I believe.
We're getting close. I might end up dumping all the water out of my engine here because we are getting mighty hot pushing Steve and Kirby, but I know if I jump out of line, they're not going to be letting me back in. So we kind of got to get some air to my nose and, you know, be there for the end.
Now, is that something that's going to be happening to a lot of these trucks that are stuck in the draft, or did you get something?
Probably just me.
Probably just you. Maybe you had some
I'm
slight
pushing
damage
really, really hard.
Yeah, you're
the outside line's the most prevalent to that. The inside, I think they'll be okay. The trucks, it's really hard to get one of these trucks hot, but if you do, it's hard to get the temperature down, and that's kind of the spot that I've put myself in, as I know Kirby's going to go, or not Kirby, I know Karen's going to go 3 wide here, so I got to kind of block that move. But just surviving here, coming to 10 laps to go. I almost got up there. That would have been the most comedic timing ever. As now a top lane has formed, led by the 81. What a run from him. I don't really know what to do here. But it's going to be 3 wide coming to the start-finish line for 10 to go.
Yeah, and you're
got
absolutely
the 5 of
right.
Zachary Ward pushing him, and the 4 put that the Kane Vandemart. He's having a pretty solid run. He's always really good at these super speedway events. He can put his nose up front.
Yeah, we are 3 by 3 up here in the top 10, and nobody is backing down. They all want to get up there to the front, and they're going to do everything they can. And what we've seen all race long, the 81 has really made that high line work. As long as he's got a good pusher, and he's got the 4 and 5 who are teammates. Teammates Chevrolets all there on the high side, making their way to the front, and it's working. The 81 truck just inches out in front, all the way up there on the high side, trying to get that front, those Chevys up there to the front.
It's getting pretty hairy, that's for sure. I feel the big one is coming, and there is a
caution
caution on the racetrack.
David Watts went off track. Jeff Laraway involved. There's 2 guys we saw from before.
Oh man, you hate to interrupt such a good battle there for the lead.
Yeah, we were watching some really good racing side by side, 3 by 3 out of turn 4. It was really good racing. Then we saw a major wreck at the right across the tri-oval.
You hate that for these guys, but you said it was the same name, so maybe there was some retaliation there. You would definitely hate to see that inside of 10 laps to go.
Yeah, look, actually, from watching the replay, Corey Goodall got into the side of the 71. It looked like they just kind of ran out of track, or just the 71 came down. I don't think it was nothing intentional, but the 71 might have been side drafting or did something there, and then spun around, and he got airborne, came up the track, and then into the 54. Yeah, that was a big wreck. We got
oh man, you hate
panels.
that for both of those guys.
We got panels and quarter panels flying down the track across the tri-oval.
Oh man, there's going to be some lucky fans in the infield with some souvenirs after this one.
I think we see the 54 has a fender out in the infield, and someone's going to grab that. That's going to be pretty cool.
Well, there's a fan climbing the fence over in 4. I don't blame him, but we can't have that. I don't know about you. I've been to Talladega a couple times, and I've been in the ARC and Xfinity garages, and it's always like you walk around, and it's like, oh, you can just kind of pick out the souvenir from your driver. I remember one year I had a buddy who was a big sheet metal collector, and he had like 5 or 6 different panels and bumpers after that one. I mean, you hate to tear stuff up, but it's cool to put it on your wall after.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been trying to find stuff and to add to my collection, and then for a while I was trying to search for anything like Monster Energy or Kurt Busch related, and I actually found one online that someone was selling, and I got the gas tank panel where the fuel goes in. I got that. It says Monster Energy on it, so I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna hang it on the wall here soon.
Yeah, that's awesome. I used to have a Riley Herbst panel. I believe he ran an Xfinity. Yeah, it was Xfinity. He got up and into the catch fence in that race, and they just shredded the whole body and left it out. I'm not a big sheet metal guy myself, besides the pieces that I already had, but I had to take one of those pieces home, and I ended up cutting it up and giving it away to some of my lucky fans.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I never collected it before, but after getting my first piece, now I'm like, man, I want more. It'd be awesome to hang up in the garage and stuff and start a
Oh
little
yeah, it's
collection.
an addiction. I have a lot of sheet metal from my early days of working with Go Fast Racing. Just an incredible crew, Mason St. Hilaire, Archie St. Hilaire, Joe Falk, Matt Benedetto. They were all really great to be around. That was kind of my intro into NASCAR, going right to the Cup Series and being with those guys. And it was a really cool experience. I miss those days. It was just such a small family operation, and I have a lot of those guys as panels. I got the Corvette Parts 32 panel from Richmond behind me, and they're actually talking about it recently. I got the Snoopy panel next to me as well from Matt Benedetto's Martinsville Halloween scheme. So some of my coolest pieces, I got to see both of those cars race in real life, and get to walk up to it and be around it and be in the race team. And it's moments like that that I'll truly never forget, and I'll be appreciative of. And I got the souvenir just like that on my wall.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Stuff like that's really cool. Looks like we got probably one more lap under caution here. Brandon Fiedler's going to bring it down. Looks like he's going to try and maybe make some repairs.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt out here. He said, "Don't take me out, coach. I can still race."
And the 39 looks pretty clean right now as he makes his way to pit road.
Yeah, for some of you non-iRacers out there, sometimes when you flip, you get a little bit lucky, and it doesn't really give your car too much damage because the game doesn't really understand what's going on. So it might have been one of those situations where he flipped over and only has like 2-3 minutes of repair. So he's, I believe, still a lap down because I didn't see any lucky dogs go by. But
It looks like
he's
he
put
got
himself
back
in a
to the
position.
lead lap.
Did he?
As far as the scoring goes, it looks like everybody's on the lead lap except for, I believe it's David Watts, who is, let's see here.
Yeah, I have Corey down 1 and David down 2, but I do see Brendan Fielder on the lead lap. I don't know how that happened, but he's going to have a shot at this thing in that flipped over truck. And if he wins, I'm going to protest his
Yeah. I don't know who he paid off the officials, but they got him back to the lead lap right there at the tail of the field. 7 laps to go this time.
Yeah, those got to be some really good shocks there. I want to take a look at them. I think they're a little low, Parker Kligerman.
Yeah, a little bit low there. But yeah, we're going to be restarting this time by. It's going to be 6 laps to go on the restart. And right now, let's go ahead and take a look at our front row. It's going to be Stephen Kirby and William Carr. And like I said, that 81, don't count him out. Hasn't capitalized much on this season in the closing laps. We're going to see if he can get it done here. But that 109 of Stephen Kirby, he has won many times here this year in the iRacing Fun League. And you got to keep your eye on that 109 car. He definitely knows how to find victory lane.
Yeah, he's fast. He's always been fast. I kind of, I call him Scorpion because you don't really expect it, and then he comes out and stings you. So
yeah,
he's one that you really got to keep a close eye on, and he's put himself into position now with 6 laps to go to, be out front.
Absolutely. Alrighty, pace car has pulled off, and the green flag in the air. 6 laps to go here at Talladega, and it's Stephen Kirby, William Carr, and restarting on the front row. Down through turns 1 and 2, 2 by 2. The top 10 really staying minding their business here, trying not to step out of line. And we're wondering when they're going to start making moves up here to the front. But everybody's keeping it clean on this first restart.
Yeah, Andy Jankowiak is calling me. This is a very bad time, sir. I've got a Talladega race to win. I'll call you back, my good man. But the nerves are definitely starting to pick up. I mean, even though I'm not in the playoffs, I'm really starting to feel it. I don't feel like I haven't really been a good pusher. I feel like, you know, I don't want to wreck a guy, but if I'm going to do something, I got to push William to the lead and get myself in front of the 16, which I do trust to push me out there.
Yeah, right now you got a bunch of good trucks around you. Marty Calvert, who's a multi-winner this year, and William Carn has been fast all year. You got some good trucks, and then even back behind you, Wes Gallo there on the high side behind Marty Calvert. So you got a lot of fast trucks. It'll be interesting to see if you guys can help work your way together and try and get out in front.
Oh man, I am overheating hard there. That was not the push to do. So we're gonna have to regroup. Still 5 laps, coming to 4 to go as a truck now looks 3 wide.
Yep, that's
I can
Duke
only
Smith
assume-
all the way up on the high side of Wes Gallo and Craig Bridge.
Getting these temps down, but William Kyron, I believe, almost led that lap, if not led it. So you got to get ready for the final 2 laps where it's, you know, you go until the pistons fly out of your motor.
Yeah, there you go. Some of these guys, that's how they race it. Oh, and that's getting pretty dicey out there.
I'm going to get wrecked.
And you're 3 wide in the middle,
Oh,
Matt Hill.
no, this is worse than getting wrecked. Oh, no!
You got left out to dry, 53 in the middle of the track with nobody in front or behind.
I am really going to have to force myself into a situation here. But, oh, man, nobody.
Nobody's going through the middle.
Rough.
And it's the 81 coming to 3 laps to go. And Marty Calvert now up there challenging Wes Gallo in the 07, giving the 16 a push. And they're still 3 wide. Max Troen up there only on the high side in the 8 truck. And
Oh, man, we're getting dicey.
2.
The gloves have came off.
And there you go. You got back down nicely, 2 by 2.
Hey, don't look now. Here comes the 8 on the top side. Oh, boy.
Yeah, the high side trying to form together. Now Duke Smith swings up there behind the 8 truck. And here comes Zach Ward, who's in P9. How about Marty Calvert, though, swinging down to the front row here, taking that race lead away from the 81.
Two laps to go as we cross the start-finish line. Oh, man.
Alrighty, it looks like Marshall Dugan is out of the race. Let's see if I can pull him up here and join us. All right, Marshall, I pulled you up. We're broadcasting here. 2 laps to go. Marty Calvert in the lead behind, or right in front of the 81 of William Carn. This is going to be an exciting finish here.
Yeah, it's going to be a great finish. I've been watching Zach and Kane. I've been spotting a little bit more towards the end, but it's going to be an exciting finish. I wrecked out early, but I'm curious to see how this finish plays out.
Oh, they're spinning.
Oh, they're wrecking. The 33's around. The 33's around.
Oh, they're all wrecking.
You hate that for Elliott.
There was many trucks wrecking there on that.
Yeah, it was Elliott Swope was one of them.
Yeah, Craig Bridge Jr. involved. Brian Swope was involved, as well as Elliott. The 2 Swopes involved.
Gonna go back and watch the replay. See what really happens here.
So it looked like the 33 got spun around from maybe from behind.
The 94 of Craig Bridge.
Yeah, that's what I kind of
Craig Bridge,
saw.
yeah. So from what I'm watching on my replay, it looks like the 33. There was a checkup. Who was in front of the 33? The 109. So it looks like the 109 got into a William Carn in the 81 pretty good. Checked up a little bit, and then the 33 didn't check up enough, and that's what allowed Craig Bridge to turn to 33.
Yeah, it seemed like something happened there on the inside lane. I see West check up, and I went to the top there to go 3 wide, and then someone went spinning, and the rest is history. But this is what I was saying. There's going to be a couple drivers out here now that are going to be really close on fuel, including myself, and I don't foresee anybody coming down and pitting with just 2 laps to go.
Yeah,
No, not
I don't either. So the 8th caution is out of the night with 3 laps to go. Currently under caution, it's going to be a green-white checker on the restart, and a couple trucks are in. It's Max Troen and Duke Smith, and it's both Elliott and Brian Swope on pit road.
This caution, I believe, will put Zach Ward back on the lead lap.
I think he already is on the lead lap. I think after the caution before, I
Right,
can't remember, but
okay.
yeah, he's currently, Zach Ward's being scored in the 7th place position. He was working really hard with Kane Vandemark, and they were working together, getting back up there to the front. That high side was really working pretty well.
So many laps down tonight, it's unreal. I was strong. I was good at the beginning, and then I think the second caution, one of the cars clipped me, took me out. So I never rebounded back from that. So unfortunately, that's how my night went.
Yeah, I was meaning to ask you how it was going, and we saw at one point you were 5 laps down. It just seemed like you couldn't stay out of trouble tonight here at Talladega. It wasn't too good for you, huh?
No, Talladega was not my best friend tonight, which it's a shame because I mean I had a fast truck. I was able to run second for a couple laps at the beginning, and I was drafting with pretty much anybody, and then I was like, okay, I'm a couple laps down from the damage, and yeah, then I had some internet woos, and that was that. The rest is history.
Oh man, that's unfortunate to hear.
But that's fine. You know what? I'd rather, you know, drop out of the race instead of taking, you know, playoff drivers out. It's just one of those situations where you don't want to take anybody out in the playoffs.
Right, yeah, I hear you. Looks like Marty Calver in the lead, saving a little bit of fuel, shutting it off. Under caution here.
Oh yeah, it's going to be close for a lot of these guys. I got exactly 2 in my tank, so I
Two to
want
the
to
good.
say that I can win, but if I do, I don't think I'm going to have enough to do a burnout for the broadcast. So I'm a little bit sad right now, and if we go to a second green-white checkered, it's going to put a lot of people in a really, really bad spot, and I'm probably still not going to pit. So hopefully, you know, this will be the last caution of the night.
Yeah, hopefully it is, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, we're watching these leaders. They're shutting the tanks off, or shutting the trucks off, trying to conserve fuel. And the lights are off on the pace car, so we're going green flag racing this time by. And like I said earlier, it's going to be a green-white checker in overtime. Because now we are on lap number 77. It'll be 78 on the restart.
Yeah, we've gone into overtime. And just looking to my left and looking in front of me, we got 3 guys in the championship, all up front. If one of them wins, that is a ticket to the Final 4.
Alrighty, yeah, well, things are heating up. Tensions are getting high. These guys are going to be trying to do everything they can to get to the front and win this race tonight. Everybody wants to get into that championship race in the next 2 weeks, and this is the chance to do it.
Yes, sir. It's now or never. They got to put the pedal to the metal and see God or checkered flag.
Marty Calvert will be leading them to green on the restart, with Wes Gallo in the 07 truck restarting on the high side. You got the 81 of William Carn will be restarting 3rd. Matt Heel will be restarting 4th in the 53 truck. Brandon Feathers restarting back there in the 6th place position. Stephen Kirby is restarting in the top 5. And there's your guys in the top here. Pace car is about to pull off.
I will say there's one thing to note. Wes Gallos and Brendan Fielder are pretty close, but they got 1 truck in front of them, so we're going to see if they try any shenanigans to get me out of the way, but I'm going to try to do my best to defend against that. And yeah, I will push the 07 here. So we'll see. A lot can happen on this restart, and hopefully it ends up with the 53 in victory lane.
Green flag.
Green flag is out.
Alrighty, here we go. Green flag in the air. 16 and 07 lead them down into turn number 1.
Got 16. Got 07 on outside. Looks like they're 2x2x2 for a couple of rows.
Yeah, top
Zach
6
Ward on
are
the
all right
outside.
there in a group. And yeah, Matt, that's what's going to take. 3 trucks working together, trying to get a breakaway from the pack.
I have pushed him clear. I figured out how to push after all this time. Will he take it? He will not. He will. Okay,
He's gonna
finally.
drop down
There's
and
a block.
oh,
There's
he's
a
not
block.
clear.
There's not clear.
He was
There's block.
not
Oh,
clear.
just-
They managed to save that. Oh, and the 5's going to get
what
spun
a-
around.
Zach Ward is
Caution's
on
out.
his way.
Let the driver there, homie.
Zach Ward gets spun around and caution comes out.
Looks
That
like
is
Zach
not
Ward
good
might
for the
have
fuel
went on
strategy.
his grid.
Let's go ahead and take a look, see what happened. Oh, and it looked like it might have been his teammate that spun him around. And the 5 goes tumble rolling right there towards the entrance to pit road. Heavy damage to the 5 truck.
It looks like they come off of turn 4 and they were glued together, and it looks like that. I don't know if he tried to check up from the 39 for the run, and they just, the rest is history.
Yeah, the 5 just got completely turned around by the 4 and just completely rolled.
It's not been a good night for those guys. It's a good tonight, but the question is, do they still have fast repairs or not? I don't know. So remember, we all get one fast repair, so we shall see what happens.
Another thing that's now a huge concern is fuel. Anybody that didn't pit on that most recent caution is just about out of gas. I am not in a good spot. I'm going to send it anyways. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. The 16 is going to stay out, and so does the 81. As well as the whole entire field stays out. Looks like Duke Smith's going to come down pit road, as well as Craig Bridge. And obviously Zach Ward's coming down pit road as well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the most you could get out of a full tank of fuel tonight was what, 18, 19 laps, maybe 19?
Yeah,
at the
about
most?
20, I believe. I originally thought it was 42 because when I loaded into the session it said 42, and that's why I stayed out on that first yellow and then went, oh, no, that's not right.
No, it's not.
Ooh, I'm going to have 1.8 in my tank when we take the green flag. So
That's going to be interesting. I don't know how you're going to make it to the end
that's
there.
going to be very interesting.
You're going to have to really lift. That's all I know.
Oh no, there ain't no lifting anymore. We've passed the point of that.
Put that thing in neutral and turn her off.
I don't know if we've seen our last caution tonight, but you never know.
No, we have not.
Well, there's only one more attempt at it after this one. And I don't think I'm brave enough to go another caution expecting to run a half a lap. I wouldn't do that to the field after, but this is going to be hairy. I'm going to have 1.6.
It's going to
Well, like
definitely
we
be
said,
scary.
Like
Dr.
you said,
B, what,
David,
you don't
in
like the
past,
music?
That's
Is
a
it,
question for
is it too
YouTube
corny?
watchers. Who wants to gamble on the
Yeah,
over and
Dr.
under
B,
of
yeah, we
another
definitely
caution
did not need that
before,
last yellow.
Now and the
It's
white
Fiedler.
flag.
Oh, Steve corrected me. He says it's Fiedler, not Fieldler.
I'm going to have 1.6
Fielder.
when the green flag
Did I
drops.
say Fielder? I thought I said Fiedler.
I believe there will be another caution before this race ends.
I wonder if
Matt.
the other guys were saying that.
I don't know if I'd want another caution or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Not at this point in the race. At this point, I'd rather just have it end.
Yeah, it's been a pretty long night.
Especially with it being, tensions are high and everybody's trying to make the playoffs, and like you don't want to keep having these emotions trying to get there into the championship race, and like at some point you're like, all right, we need to just call this thing.
Yep, I agree. I wanted to call it after I went 5 laps down.
But how about this battle though? So you got Marty Calvert, who's going to be restarting, and first William Karn, who's trying to race his way into the final 4. He's starting second in the front row there. Wes Gallo, who's also fighting to get into the championship race, he's going to be restarting third. And you got Matt Heel up there in the mix in 4th. Brandon Feeler, who also was 1 last week, is be 5th. Stephen Kirby, who's not in the playoffs, is 6th. So right now, your top 3 guys all fighting to get that locked-in position for the playoffs. Or I'm sorry, for the championship race here in 2 weeks. It's going to be exciting to see which one of those 3, or maybe it's somebody else, gets in there.
I believe Brandon's already locked in for the round of 4, so he should be okay.
Yeah, Brandon's good. I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be Marty, William, or Wes tonight. See which one of those 3 guys can get it if we stay green all the way here to the end. Or do you think somebody outside the top 3 is going to sneak away with the win?
Well, I can assure you it's probably not going to be me. I have grossly misjudged my fuel, and I'm not quite sure what to do. So we're going to send it and hope the field doesn't spontaneously combust.
I was going to say, yeah, are you going to have enough to get to the end here tonight?
I don't think so. Got 1.4.
Yeah, I think you should have probably brought it down pit road on that last restart, or last caution.
I'm not sure I'll be the only one.
Looks like Wes Gallo's on the very bottom of the track too, so he might be close too.
He might be coming in. This is supposed to be the restart here.
Yeah, I believe Wes Gallows is on the same strategy I am. You can't pit now. You're going to get a 40-second hold, and that's going to ruin your race. At this point, you just have to send it and hope for the best.
Yeah, let's just say this race has got a lot of shakeups about to happen in the points.
And
I've
so
got
far,
1.3.
everybody stays out. Pace car is off.
Green flag.
They're going green.
Flag in
They're
the
green.
air. 3 laps to go. Green, white, checkered. And it's the 16 and 81 side by side down into turn number 1.
The bottom line's got a good push with
Yeah.
16 and 81.
The bottom line pulling away. 81 falls back.
81 falls back. Bottom line still moving good.
The question is, do these guys got enough fuel to get to the end? Who's got enough in the tank? Marty
He's got
Calvert right
enough
now
in the
burning
tank.
the most amount of fuel.
But the outside's moving back up. The outside's coming back on the outside.
They make their way through
Question
turns
is-
3 and 4, and it's going to be coming to the white flag this time by. It's Marty Calvert who's out in front.
Calvert out front. Who's sitting behind him, but the outside line's got a line coming.
White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. It's the 81 and 16 side by side.
I'm out.
Oh,
And Heel's out.
Heel's out. So that leaves the 81 dry on the outside. So it's going to come down to the 16 and the 07.
Oh, and look at the move by the 07. He swings it up to the high side, trying to get around the leader of Marty Calvert. And now they go side by side into turn number 3. Brandon Feeler right there behind the 07, trying to give him a push through turns
Feeler's
4.
trying to push the 07.
Yep. Oh, here comes Max Troen in the 8 truck off of turn 4.
On the outside. Oh, they did get shuffled out.
Oh, the 39
Oh,
gets spun around. He's up on his roof. Coming to the line,
For the
checkered in
second
the
time
air.
tonight.
It's the 16, gets the win and locks himself into the championship race. Kirby comes home P2, Wes Gallo 3rd, Zach Ward comes home with a top 4. Karin comes home P5. But Calvert with the win. That was some last minute pushes there towards the end. We thought Max Troen was going to have it. He comes home 6th. Man, I was not expecting that. The 16, though, gets the win after starting on the pole in today's race. Talk about an intense race here.
That finish for second was pretty close between the 07 and the Kirby.
Marty Calvert wins today's race at Talladega, and that's going to lock him into the championship race here in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
No
great
question
drive by
about
Marty
it.
Calvert, able to keep his nose clean pretty much all day. I think he finished with his fast repair too, so hell of a job by him, and he'll be breathing a little sigh of relief next week.
I think there was no question about it. We weren't going to see, if we were going to see Marty Calvert inside that championship 4 race, and he just stole the show away today here at Talladega, did a phenomenal job after restarting on the pole, and he's going to burn it down here and take it to victory lane.
I'm still coming. I'm about 50 feet from the start-finish line, going about 5 miles an hour. Hey, we finished. Hi, Marty. He's probably like, what is that guy doing? What did he get up to this week? But fun race all around, great finish, and really looking forward to next week.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and see if we can pull the 16 up here in the booth and interview him and see how his race went. Hey, Marty, it's David and Matt and also Marshall up here in the booth, congratulating you on the win here and putting yourself in that championship race here in 2 weeks. And, man, talk about a really good day for you at Talladega. Starting on the pole, come away with the win. How did today's race go?
Oh man, it was. I think it was just slow and steady. Kind of avoided the wrecks, and yeah, just tried to put myself in a good spot. Looking at the fuel mileage the whole time. And just got in the right spot there at the end to bring it home.
Yeah, go ahead, Marshall or Matt, tune in if you want to ask me any questions. But that was an exciting race, man. I'm kind of speechless. I didn't think that ending was going to go the way it did.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, Marty, it's Matt up here in the booth. Say, you're able to keep your car clean for most of it and come out on top. How does this make you feel going into next week and the round of the championship round?
Yeah, it definitely takes a little stress off for next week. I was looking forward to that race anyway, but after last week at Vegas, being on the cut line, 1 point up, that's just a stressful spot to be, wondering if you're going to be able to overcome or not. So, especially coming into a plate race where anything can happen. We could have had another new winner out of the round of 8, or somebody that wasn't even in the playoffs still win and shake it all up points wise. So I don't know, man. I'm just thrilled. I'm happy as all get out. That was just cool. I've said many times that I don't really like this style of racing, and I guess I'm gonna have to stop saying that since I've won it twice. I'm starting to figure some of it out.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on your win tonight, Marty, and best of luck next week and in the championship round. I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marty, congratulations on the win. I couldn't believe it there on that last lap. We saw really good racing here at Talladega in today's race. We saw a lot of 3 wide, even 4 wide at one point. And you really definitely showed your class of the field here tonight, coming from the back into the front. And we saw a lot of guys do that all race long. But how did you get yourself into position to stay up there towards the front in the closing of this race?
Yeah, I felt like, just if you had a good group of about 3 guys at the front that could run tight, especially on the bottom, you could kind of keep control of the race. The top was fast enough, but it was just hard to get guys together on the top to really make a run. There were a couple times where everybody went through, where there was some 3 wides, and that very tip-top lane seemed to somehow slow down both of the other 2 lanes and make a lot of ground. So all in all, it was a lot of fun. You really could kind of race anywhere you wanted. But but definitely if you could be down on the bottom and control it, it gave you a little bit of an edge.
Awesome, man. Yeah, well, you definitely proved that you know how to get it done here at Talladega. Going into this race, how did you feel about the super speedways before you even started tonight?
Oh, I mean, you know, you do it once and you think, okay, anybody can do it once. So you do it twice. Um, starting to feel like I've kind of, figuring them out. The truck also is, I would say, admittedly easier to drive here. It doesn't get quite as squirrely in the draft, but any car that you're driving, I feel like if you're second place and you're the pusher, that's the hardest place to be because it's dancing around. You're trying to manage your temperatures and make sure you don't blow up. So it can look kind of boring on the TV just going around, in a group, but you're managing so much in the moment. It's a balancing act. It takes all of your concentration. So um, yeah, that one was fun.
Awesome. Yeah, well, congrats. Marshall, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, what was going through your mind there at the end, Marty? Like when you had that last green white checker there at the end, like, what were you thinking? What was going on through your head?
I was hoping that Kirby didn't run out of gas because he was on a slightly different pit cycle than me. And I was kind of thinking points in my head. Karin was starting right beside me. I was really hoping that I would be able to kind of edge him out there because if he would have got it, I'd have been happy for him to get it. But at the same time, that would have put me in a very bad spot playoff wise. So I was just hoping everything kind of went well, that we made it to the white flag, and that I was able to stay out front, and we did.
That's awesome. That's a good one for you, brother.
Alrighty, Marty. Well, hey, congratulations on the win, and we're going to be seeing you 2 weeks racing for the championship this year. So that's definitely got to be a really good feel-good moment. But what a day, man! What a great day for you at Talladega, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, David, for broadcasting as always, and Marshall and Matt, and yeah, thanks to my family. I had a bunch of folks watching tonight, and I could tell they were on the edge of their seat just watching messages roll by on my watch. So, yeah, this one's for all of y'all. This one's for Philip and Philmar. Thanks, Kirby. Yeah, let's go to Phoenix and win us a championship.
Awesome. Alrighty, man. Well, I hope you have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you next week at Charlotte.
Thanks. Y'all have a good night.
Alrighty, there was your race winner, Marty Calvert, getting himself locked into that championship race here in 2 weeks. We're going to go ahead and pull up Stephen Kirby. He's out there in the chat and interview him on a second place finish here tonight. Hey, Stephen, it's David, Matt, and Marshall all up here in the booth tonight. Congratulations on P2. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, man, at one point, it looked like you were going to be in position to get a win here. How do you normally like these super speedway tracks? It seems like everywhere we go, you're always up there in the mix to win. And do you particularly like the super speedways, or what kind of style racing do you like?
No, they're not my favorite, to be honest. Typically short tracks, maybe up to a mile is usually my favorite type of racetrack. I don't mind the mile and a half too much. 2 miles like Auto Club are my favorite, two on the big tracks, but super speedway is not my thing. I just go out here and hope to survive. That's it.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to say you seem to handle it really well on the short tracks. We weren't sure how you were going to do the super speedways, but man, you were making it look good and easy up there towards the front. And in the closing laps, it looked like you were going to be in contention for another win here this season. And you've already won several times, so definitely had a really good season so far here.
Yeah, it has. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed getting to race in this league and getting to know everybody. So it's been a good time. Looking forward to hopefully running full time next year for sure.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. Matt, were you going to have something to add?
Yes, congratulations on your finish tonight, Steven. You were one of the cars that were the class of the field. Coming to the checkered flag, you were pushing Marty Calvert pretty good there. Do you feel like you could have done anything differently to potentially have won this race?
I mean, obviously, I could have pulled out there at the end, maybe, but I didn't have any help at that point. I think it was maybe Wes and Max were kind of going there. I wasn't going to pull out on a teammate there, and until we got out of 4 anyway. So, but no help from behind, so there wasn't much I could do there. Coming to the finish line, I would have just died for sure.
Well, congratulations again on your P2 finish, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Charlotte.
Yep, can't wait. Appreciate it, guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend.
Yeah,
as
you
well.
too, Steven. Congratulations, runner-up finisher here tonight at Talladega.
All right, thanks. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, there you guys heard it from P2. Stephen Kirby in the 109 truck coming home, second place. We'll go ahead and pull up Wes Gallo. He's out there in the chat as well, and see how his race went for him. Hey, Wes, it's David, Matt, and Marshall up here in the booth. You got us?
I sure do. How goes it?
Hey, man, third place tonight. You seem to have a theme going in the playoffs. You've been doing really well and been very consistent all playoffs long. So another third place, pushing your way inside of that championship round here in 2 weeks. But, man, you only lost one spot from where you started today on the front row. So got to be a good day for you. How did you feel about today at Talladega?
Feel like everything about that race came up me except for I didn't get the checkered flag. Happy with the points, but only thing that didn't go my way tonight was winning.
Yeah, now, I mean, it wasn't for a lack of effort. You definitely put yourself in contention to win this. You led some laps, got some bonus points, and on that last lap, you were down the backstretch, right behind the leader, Marty, pulled out of line, and, man, it looked like you might have had a shot to win it. You needed Brandon to get to your back bumper, but Brandon got taken out of there, and I think it was turn number 4. So you kind of lost your partner. Is that basically what lost it the race for you? You didn't have the pusher?
Yeah. I had some help from behind. The inside line had a little bit too much of a run, and then Max was able to jump up, and at that point I was planning on just kind of pushing him all the way through to the finish. But when he came up, we kind of accordioned and split up, and then that's kind of when the wreck happened. Nobody had any help. We were 3 wide, and you kind of just side draft and wait till you eventually get to the finish line at that point.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't for any lack of effort. The 39 gave you a big push, and then they kind of got stacked up there. Right behind Brandon was the 81 of William, and I think things kind of stalled out, and then I'm not quite sure. We're kind of watching the replay right now to see what happened. I think the 81 might have got into the 39 and bumped him around in the wrong place on the rear bumper here. But yeah,
I think it was just nose to tail pushing, and you kind of
Yeah.
just get sandwiched, and they just dance like crazy.
Yeah, and then ever since Max came across the front of your truck, and then things just kind of got out of order here. But yeah, we're watching the replay.
Fell apart, no dancing partners, and you guess you get what you get. And Marty, all he had to do was hold a pretty wheel, and he earned that win for damn sure.
Well, I'm sure Brandon's going to be glad this thing's all over. He's been upside down more times today than anybody else, it seems like. But yeah, we watched you come so close. Third place there, and then, yeah, once the 16 and the 109 kind of got linked up there towards the end, there was no stopping the 2 of those trucks, it seems like.
Not without either splitting them up or a ton of help, but yeah, best car, best driver won, so can't be mad at it. I'm still doing all right in points. I assume I'm still above the cut line. I think just run decent next week. We'll limp our way to Phoenix and hope we can finish her off strong there.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking really solid in the points right now. Another third place. You were already third place in the standings for the round of 8, and another third place here tonight. You are definitely looking very comfortable moving forward. As long as you have a decent night next week at Charlotte, which I have no doubt in that, you'll definitely be inside that championship 4, so that's going to be pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, they actually just popped as we were talking about that. Zach posted it.
Yeah, Wes, you're plus 11 right now, so you're looking good so far.
Yeah, as long as I show up, I believe I should be pretty well locked in, but doesn't mean you can't go for the win still, right?
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it looks like, yeah, I'm trying to find it right here. Yep, there it is.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been updated. It looks like Fiedler and Marty are locked in. Zach Ward's third, and Wes Gallo's up to fourth so far. And the next four out are Karin, Tron, Goodall, and Bridge. So
Yep,
Okay,
there it is.
yeah.
Everybody in the red is pretty much in a must-win situation. And,
Okay.
yep, Marty Calvert locks his way in with Brandon Fiedler. So right now, like he said, Brandon Fiedler, Marty Calvert, Zach Ward, and Wes Gallo all inside the top 4.
We're really big fans of everyone in the field except for the 81 next week. Love it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, there's your standing so far after today's race. Wes, I appreciate you for talking with us. Congratulations, and a good solid points day for you tonight.
Actually, can I jump in? I have a question.
Yep,
Of
go
course.
ahead.
What do you got, buddy?
Hey, Wes, how's it going? I guess they haven't paid the track security because they left the keys open in the broadcast booth. And I put on a suit and slipped in. Great run tonight, but I wanted to ask. I seen a few drivers running on the apron during that final restart, and I myself ran out of gas. How close were you on fuel, and how close really was the field with making it to the checkered flag? And did that come into play?
It didn't come into play at any point during green. I'm pretty sure if we ran around under the multiple green-white checkers just without saving, it would have been an issue. When we went green on the last run, I had, I think, 4.5 to 5 laps of fuel. So I was, if there was another green-white checkered, it was either desperation or pit time. But no, it didn't ultimately affect it just because we had a chance to save so much.
That's good. Well, I appreciate you answering that question. It's good to see you finishing up front, and we look forward to racing with you at Charlotte and rubbing a little bit more of that Texaco Helveline paint scheme on my door.
Yes, sir. I appreciate your help when it was there when you had gas.
We tried.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Wes. It was good talking with you. Congrats on a third place finish, podium at Talladega tonight. And like I said, congratulations on the points. And I'm really excited for you moving forward to race inside that championship.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys. Say hi to my family at home. Thank you all for your time.
Alrighty, I hope you have a good night. We'll talk to you next week at Charlotte.
You do the same. See you, fellas.
Alrighty, guys. Let's
That
go
makes me feel
ahead.
pretty good there. He was only upset at the 81. He didn't say the 53 this week, so that's
Yeah,
a
I don't know
plus in
if
my
he was
book. I'm
gonna say
happy
in
for the
front of
guy.
you,
I'm not
or-
sure he noticed that I was in the booth until I spoke up. I might have caught him a little bit off guard. For those of you out there that don't know, me and Wes have a little bit of a grudge against each other. It's just all in fun. We kind of poke at each other, but we're both really hard drivers on the racetrack, and we've had some ferocious battles over the races, and we'll probably continue to do them along the next 2 races.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, let's pull up Zach Ward, who was 4th tonight, and let's interview him real quick before we get out of here and see how his night went. Hey, Zach, it's Matt and Marshall and myself up here in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. You guys got a party up there tonight.
Oh, it's a big party. We had a good. Hey,
great party.
we put on a special broadcast tonight for Talladega because it was a special race, and we all had a lot of fun up here chatting. And more importantly, though, how did your race go? Because we saw a lot of highs, a lot of lows. You got back to the lead lap and managed to come away with a top 5. But how was Talladega for you?
Yeah, I mean, a fourth is definitely feels like a win after that race. I was trying to just ride around and kind of, save my fast repair and got caught up in something really early. And then I was like, hey, I might just stay out here, try to lead a lap, get the bonus point, and then just, ride around in the back. And I thought that was an EOL penalty, but it's a 40-second hold. So went 2 laps down, rebounded, got back on the lead lap, and then, had that little mishap off of 4 with the blowover, but rebounded to 4, so
Now it's funny
salvage some points.
It's funny you mentioned you had the 40-second hole because Matt Heel actually went through the same exact thing early on in this race within the first 10 laps.
Yeah, that was rough. I was under the assumption that it was just an EOL penalty. So, I mean, I was just going to ride around in the back anyway, so I didn't think anything of it. And then, but I mean, oh well, we rebounded at least. So after the update, it looks like I'm 17 above the cut line. So as long as nobody wins below, should be good, but I mean, definitely would rather be locked in.
Yeah, I think next week with you coming to Charlotte, that's going to be a really good track for you, and we know how you are on the mile and a half. So right now you're sitting really good and really comfortable inside the playoffs. We're right now in third place, but you and Wes are both positioned or poised to be inside that championship four race. So good, solid points night from you the last 2 weeks, and definitely moving forward. I'm sure you're thrilled being inside that top four after everything you've gone through after this race is over.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I was looking at myself with, I think it was like 25 to go, and I was 2 laps down, running 18th, and I'm just like, geez, Marty last week and then me this week. I'm gonna be single digits above the cut line going into Charlotte, where I mean anything could happen. It's an elimination race in the playoffs. Weird things happen. So, but yep, I mean happy with how it ended up. So
Matt, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Well, Zachary, good rebound tonight. I just wanted to ask. I know you got the same penalty that I did. I believe David touched on that of getting the 40-second hold, which seemed a bit harsh to me. And I feel bad that you got the same thing. But how does it feel knowing that you came from 2 laps down to finish fourth and just take a lot of that burden off of next week at Charlotte, where you can kind of just go out there and have a decent run?
yeah, I mean it definitely makes me feel a lot better going in next week. I mean, like I said before, I'd much rather be locked in. I mean, I've ran pretty good on super speedways this year. I've won 2 of them, so I had high expectations coming into tonight. I didn't really, I mean, I really wasn't up front at all tonight, so probably didn't deserve fourth. But I mean, just that time of year we just got to grind it out. So
Hey man, it's
do what I had to
Talladega.
do.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You came out on the bad and the good end of the stick and came home P4, and you're gonna be breathing a little bit easier coming into next week.
Yes, sir. Not definitely not breathing easy until I'm in, but definitely a little bit more comfortable than I was about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. I mean, you're definitely inside the top four right now in points. And after leaving Talladega, which was going to be the most unknown track of the playoffs, coming away with another top five, that's got to be huge momentum going forward. But I'd be sitting pretty comfortable moving next week into Charlotte, where we all know you're good at the mile and a half. So definitely a good night for you, and definitely a lot of motivation going forward.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. I love that, especially the Xfinity cars on mile and a half. That's probably the best racing on the sim. So
Is that what we're
definitely
racing
looking
next
forward to
week?
it. Yep, it's Xfinity at Charlotte.
Awesome, awesome. That's gonna be cool to watch.
Yes, sir.
Marshall, you got anything ahead before we're out?
Yeah, just want to say good rebound for you, Zach, tonight. I know it was a pretty rough night for you guys, but it's a good rebound for you to bring it home to P4. I know you're a lap or two down there, about middle of the race, but good rebound for you. Good P4, and you got to put your focus on Charlotte next week, and hopefully that locks you in for the round of 4.
Yes, sir. Hopefully, I mean, yeah, and just a couple shout outs too. I mean, I want to shout out my family for they're out in the living room watching, so I kind of hear like the replays of what's going on. So that's cool that they, take in my hobby. So, but shout out to them, and definitely shout out to Kane. He was an awesome pusher all night. I know he pushed a lot of guys out to the lead tonight, so he was just doing all he could there at the end. So I mean, there was obviously no hard feelings there, but shout out to him for being an awesome teammate.
Absolutely. Well, it was good talking to you, Zach, and congrats on a top five finish and good solid points day for you moving forward.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
All right, you too. Thanks for hosting, Zach. Appreciate it. Thank you for everything you do. We'll see you next week at Charlotte.
Not a problem, man. Same to you.
Alrighty, there you heard it from Zach Ward, who comes home P4 tonight at Talladega. Our final top five driver is William Karn in the 81. My pick to win it with 5-10 laps to go, whatever lap that was that we picked the guys. But he came home top five. We'll see if we can pull him up before we get out of here. Hey, William, it's David, Matt, and Marshall up here in the booth tonight. Do you guys got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, you were my pick to win it tonight. Me and Matt had a little bet here towards the end, into wondering who we were going to pick to win it. I had you. You were up there in the front for most of the race tonight, and you definitely seemed like the only guy that really got the top line working or knew how to get it working. How did you do that all race long, trying to find your way from the back of the field up to the front? and putting yourself up there in the position to win it.
You gotta hold your foot down on the gas pedal, and you kind of got to get away from the cars on the bottom line on the straightaways, and then you get down in the corners. They kind of get off centered of each other, so you can kind of, if you pull down a little bit, you can kind of catch the draft off the car in front of the second place car or whatever position they're in, and you can kind of pull that other car back off that one and slow their run down, and then you just got to get away from them on the straightaways. And you got to have a good pusher. I had several good pushers tonight. Kane pushed me good. Matt pushed me good. Elliott pushed me good. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes you got to be a little greedy. You clear that bottom line. Sometimes you just got to go jump down there when you can, and unfortunately, you kind of leave your help out to dry for a little bit. Sometimes, I mean, you do it wanting to get to the bottom and then come back to the top and pull your line back up, and then you want to get both of you to the bottom. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. But yeah, just I've been practicing some of my side drafting and stuff, and you can't really do it with the next gen cars, but with the Xfinity cars and the trucks, you can't do it by yourself, but you can make a lot more happen with yourself and not so dependent on somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, you've been really the class of the field all race long tonight and really show that you know how to get that top line working. If it wasn't for Matt Heel running out of gas in that last lap, man, if you had someone pushing you towards the end, I think we would have been talking about a different story here tonight. But since the 53 kind of pulled out, you were kind of hung out to dry there for a little bit and didn't have anybody pushing you on the last lap. But that was kind of the difference that we saw coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, it hurt a little. It hurt. And then I don't think anybody, I think everybody kind of bailed on him. It looked like everybody was starting to just gravitate towards the bottom. It was like, dang, does nobody want to win this race? They kind of, it's like they just all kind of fed toward the bottom, and I couldn't get down there. And then when I had an opportunity to get down there, I kind of got into it with Brandon a little bit. We were kind of going for the same real estate. I didn't want to hook him there coming to the checkered, but I did get into him a little bit. But I thought I had a lane to go, and I think I just wasn't clear, or he was trying to come down and he wasn't clear, and we kind of started a pile up on the last lap there. It was a wild finish for sure. I need to ask though, because I heard bits and pieces. So I kind of heard a little bit of Wes's interview, and I heard my name. So if you can fill me in on what Wes was talking about, that would be great. Unless he just said he loved me, because I know he loves me. So
I'm not sure myself. I was kind of taken aback by that, because usually that's aimed at me, and it wasn't this week. So I'm not sure what you did or knowing Wes didn't do out there. But I guess it's going to be a little bit trickier for you going into Charlotte. Maybe your chances of making the Final Four won't be well.
Well, I can win Charlotte. He can't, so I'm not really worried about it.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, there we go. That's what I want to see.
There you are.
We won't hear about this one after the race, guys.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love Wes to death. I'm sure he's just picking around like he always does. I feel like eventually, like if I keep putting myself in position, sooner or later the tide's got to turn, and I mean something's got to go my way. And I mean, plate racing, you're just at the mercy of everybody else. You can make moves and get to the front and everything else, but when it gets down in those final 5 laps, it's every man for himself, and every man's greedy. And if you don't get the run that you need or the push that you need, you're just going to get the doors blown off of you by everybody else. So, but next week, I feel a little more confident about that. I don't know how much practice I'm going to get leading into that with the newborn. So it might just be the 30 minutes before the race, but we'll give it everything we got. I was at a little bit of a deficit because I missed the first part of the season, and so I didn't have all those bonus points built up going into the playoffs like some of the other ones did. But I think I've made a name for myself in this league so far, and I'm looking forward to a full go at it next year for sure. But hey, this year ain't done yet. We still got a few more races.
Absolutely. And I got one more question before you head out. Again, congratulations on your newborn, man. That is fantastic news, and we appreciate you still sticking with us. and running our series because not that I know personally, but I know it can be very challenging, having a baby and running. And I also want to say 30 minutes of practice is all you need, man. You got this. But I actually wanted to ask a question. Going back all the way to the beginning of the race, I know you burned your fast repair pretty quick and then got into a second little skirmish there. How was your damage and how did it change your driving style going through the rest of the race, knowing that if you crashed, your playoff hopes were probably over?
Well, I mean, it was crazy because so I only used the fast repair because it said we can't fix all the damage. And when they tell you that, you don't know what it is that they can't fix.
Mhm.
So I was like, crap, let me just go ahead and use this thing. And I mean, I don't want to use it this early because I'm sure something else might happen. But I mean, I got to keep myself in the game until I can't keep myself in the game anymore.
Mhm.
Um, and then the second incident was basically the same thing when I came down pit road. It was, we can't fix all the damage. And it was basically just the optional repairs. And it was the same amount of time. And I was like, okay. And I was able to get it. All the optional repairs were, this track's so big. I mean, I got a minute and a half worth of damage done without going a lap down. And I probably should have just done that the first time.
Yeah, you seem pretty
But
speedy out there. I was actually surprised myself. I think I was around you the most. How aggressive after your fast repair you were. You were definitely going for the lead. And happy to see you finish that one because
well,
after lap 25, I really wasn't too sure.
Well, I mean, it's just, I mean, I knew going in, I knew what the point situation was. And I feel like, there could be three different winners. And so somebody's going to get in on points. And I just, I've been trying to just outpoint Wes. And even though things kind of got mixed up last week with Marty, I was like, I mean, he's still going to be. I still got a better chance, even though I'm 1 point behind him. I still feel like I got a better chance to outpoint West, and I feel like Zach's probably okay on points. So I was kind of figuring Zach or Marty would win tonight, but it was like one of those things where I basically got to win, and if I don't win, I got to win the following week. So I might as well just go for it. And once it got single file there, well, not really single file, but it kind of got settled down for a while, and I got out front, and I was kind of able to lead the inside line for a while, and that's all I really wanted to do. I wanted to be on the bottom and leading the bottom, and just ride, and so I just kept fighting to get there, and I felt like as long as I was there, at some point in time, I was going to be in position. And with that final restart, I was like, okay, well, this is about the best possible scenario because I'm either going to have to push Marty out away from everybody else and then try to make a move on him, or if I can line up on the outside road beside of them, that line kind of gets going a little bit when they come off too. Then I can maybe dictate where I go from there. And I mean, I didn't want the lead before the white flag. I wanted it after the white flag. I really wanted to be battling for the lead coming off 4. I felt like that was going to be my best opportunity. So if I could just kind of keep both lines together until we came off 4, then that was going to be when I could try to dictate the rest of it. But unfortunately, your gas mileage wasn't as good as everybody else. Maybe you should drive a Chevy, not a Toyota, but that's none of my business.
Ah. Hey, I mean, in my defense, that car was 3 different manufacturers through its lifetime, so it was originally a Ford. And then actually, it's been 4. It was a Ford, and then it went Ram, and then it went Chevy, and then Toyota.
Yeah,
we seen
but
a couple
I mean,
guys do that this season.
I didn't need Marty or West to win tonight, and one of them did. So,
But last
Yeah.
question, I know we are running short on time. Who would you like to thank for tonight?
well, first of all, I want to thank the good Lord. I've had an awesome week. Baby had a newborn. He's healthy. Mama's healthy. Everything's good. So first off, I want to thank him for that. And
Amen.
my family, they do watch. I mean, my dad watches the race religiously. Matter of fact, he's got a bone to pick with my buddy Greg because me and him got into it again. He's not sure what's going on there, so I guess he's going to give him a phone call. But and I mean, I run I don't get paid anything, but I do run my brother's business on my vehicle, and he lets me do that, and it's different and it's cool, and it's not something that somebody made, and I'm just using somebody else's paint scheme. I design them, and I like running his paint scheme. And maybe if I can start like winning or something, maybe he'll start giving me some money. I don't know. So, so just
Well, if he ever
anybody
wants
that
to
watches,
sponsor
I
a
appreciate
3/4
it.
midget driver, tell him you know a guy.
Well, if you race in North Carolina, that would be a possibility.
If
But
you
right
give you the
now,
money to race in North Carolina, we'll make it happen.
so right now he's just kind of limited to doing things. I mean, I had an opportunity myself to run a Legends car, which I declined it, but he was going to help me out with that. But it didn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to go run Florence or Dillon Motor Speedway when he can't do any business down there. So, and then there was a possibility of me maybe running some at Wake County, but I told him people, I was like, I'm 35 years old. I already got a child. I got another one on the way. I'm not strapping in a little death trap. You want to get that super truck out and run some laps with it. Like, well, I'm all for that, but I'm not getting in no little tiny car. So,
Well, congratulations on everything again, and congratulations on a top 5 run tonight.
yeah, appreciate it, guys, and I appreciate you broadcasting, David and Zach, putting it on, of course, and we got one more crack at it. We'll see you guys next week, hopefully.
All righty, man. It was good talking with you, William, and congratulations on a top 5 here at Talladega. And next week's you're gonna be basically in a must-win position, so it's gonna be real interesting to see how that all plays out next week at Charlotte.
All right, 10-4. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see you.
All righty, have a good weekend, William. We'll see you next week.
All right, later.
Alrighty, that's going to about do it, guys. I appreciate you for helping me out. Thanks for joining us, Matt and Marshall, up here in the booth. It's been a lot of fun chatting with you guys and also broadcasting this race. So thank you very much for all your help.
Appreciate you having me. That was a fun race, chaos, and triumph. So appreciate everybody for tuning in, especially if you stuck around to the interviews. And hopefully we'll see you next week, same time at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Alrighty, Matt. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Real quick before we quit the live feed, Jacob and Logan, I want to give you guys a shout out. I know Jacob, your father, just passed away about a week and a half ago, Bobby Allen. Just want to send you guys a shout out for the passing of your father. You guys are good friends of mine, and you travel with the World of Outlaws quite a bit. Just want you to know that you guys are in my thoughts and prayers still, and hope to talk to you guys soon, and see you guys next week.
Alrighty, Marshall. Thank you for that. Also, thank you for joining us and all your help. I appreciate it.
Thank you again. Thank you, David, for everything you do for us week in and week out.
Yep, no problem, Marshall. We'll see you next weekend. Hope you have a good week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy.
Alrighty, guys, that's going to basically do it for tonight at Talladega. I appreciate you all for watching tonight's broadcast. Hope you all enjoyed that. We're going to do a little outro here. It's going to be an exciting next 2 weeks. We only got 2 more races left in the year. And right now, you have Marty Calvert, who locks himself into the Championship 4 race, along with Brandon Feeler. Those 2 guys are locked in on the left side of your screen. And then who is it going to be next week in Charlotte? Is it going to be one of our dominant drivers all season long, Zachary Ward? Is he going to get a win? Or will it be Marty Calvert again? It'll be interesting to see who dominates Charlotte and who puts in victory lane. So stay tuned next Thursday night, Charlotte in the Xfinity cars. And that's the last race before the Championship 4. So thank you guys so much for watching here at Talladega. This is the playoffs, round of 8, race number 2. And where Marty Calvert, we just witnessed, got his win to lock himself in. And we'll see you guys next Thursday. You all have a good night.